Gonna boot up the game. Let's just get right into it. Well, after setting up this setting up my app so I can read chat. Oh, got it. Sorry about that. There we go. Let us continue. The rise of the Virgin Walker shall continue. Last time on Ace Academy, Gervin Gervin and Akira had a conversation about, well, potentially facing each other in the future. Okay, this time. We continue to watch the game in silence. After a while, Akira stands.
I wish I could watch the end of this match, but I've got to head to class. I'll see you later.
I nod. After Akira leaves, I check my phone and notice a text from Sho. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be getting our game on at the beach. Meet there at 1. As if I could forget that. I shove my phone back into my pocket and watch the rest of the game. In the end, Japan won with just 1 year left standing. I've still got some time left before I head home tonight. Fuck it, why not check on Valerie? I wonder what Valerie is up to. I dial her number and wait for her to answer.
Hello?
Greetings, Valerie. Are you busy?
Yeah, I'm about to go meet a friend for some coffee.
Oh, anyone I know?
It's you, silly.
Oh,
I'll meet you at the cafe, in front of the bookstore.
sounds like a plan. I shall see you in a bit.
Au revoir.
I make my way to the cafe. Valerie is waiting for me in a booth by the time I arrive.
It's rude to keep a lady waiting.
You, a lady? Ha! Then it's a good thing there are no ladies here. I certainly wouldn't want her to wait. I dab after that insult. Valerie pouts.
What am I if not a lady?
You're indescribable. She raises an eyebrow.
Indescribable. As in?
Oh, wait. Okay. For a second, I thought I baited myself into something that is very un-Gervin-like. Anyway, as in, indescribable. After a moment, she
I'll
shrugs.
take that as a compliment.
Have you ordered yet?
No, I was waiting for a certain someone to get their butt over here.
So, what I'm hearing is, you want to see my butt? What? Hey, that rhymed. Valerie smirks.
Give me a twirl then.
I will not fall for your objectification. I don't have to be because I'm more than just my body. Valerie smirks.
Sounds like someone skipped their squats at the gym and is embarrassed.
What? I will not fall for that either. She pouts, but has trouble keeping a straight face. I flip open the menu and take a minute to read my options. Valerie and I both place our orders, then she pulls out a pencil and a sketchbook. What are you doing?
Not me, you.
What? Nani? She pushes the sketchbook towards me and grins playfully.
I want you to draw me like one of your French girls.
Well, I can certainly try. Okay then. I pick up the pencil awkwardly. I don't even know where to start. So, I rely on my virgin instincts as a virgin walker. Albeit, I may not be experienced in drawing, but I can try.
That's okay. I'll help you since it's your first time.
She leans onto the table, rests her chin in her hands, and flashes me a warm smile, taking this as my cue to start drawing. I clumsily trace the pencil around the page, As hard as I try, my uncoordinated fingers cannot illustrate what my eyes see.
Are you done yet?
Valerie speaks through her teeth, trying not to disturb our pose. No! I continue the sketch. After a few minutes, Valerie tries again.
How about now?
Still no. She waits another couple of minutes.
Now?
Calm down. It'll be done when it's done. She sighs heavily.
The things I have to do for you.
In case you forgot, you're the one who asked me to draw you. You cannot rush such things.
Shouldn't you be concentrating? What are you doing talking to me?
You're the one talking to me.
If you spent more time on your drawing and less time blaming me for things, you'd be done by now.
I glare at her. She winks before returning to her pose, as I slowly look back to my drawing. We fall silent as I work on the drawing. Valerie stares confidently at me, never looking away when I glance up at her. For some reason, that makes me even more nervous. I push away my embarrassment and focus on her features. For all the times I've looked at her, I haven't really seen just how perfectly her features flow into each other. It's the first time I've noticed how truly beautiful she is, and my face flushes from the thought. I try to resist by the power of my virginity. The next I glance up at Valerie. Her smile looks more genuine. I know she saw me blush, and that makes me blush even more. After a few minutes, I drop my pencil. Okay, I am done. Valerie breaks from her pose.
Let me see.
Pushing forward the sketchbook, I wonder if she'll like that I drew her. Like an ironing board. She looks down at my drawing. Her eyes grow wide.
What is this?
I like how the music stopped. She points accusingly at the page. A drawing?
A look closer.
Her finger points right to the chest. What are you talking about? This is an accurate representation. What is your complaint?
You think there's a certain something missing?
I only drew what I saw. As I dab at that insult once more, she pouts.
So, this is how you see me.
Perhaps I should take another. No, don't do it, Griffin. No. Okay, this is not what I expected. Okay. I very obviously stare at Valerie's breast as as I am reluctantly enjoying the view when something flies at my face. Hey! Valerie laughs and throws another sugar packet at me. Stop! I catch the third one and that flies at me. Virgin instinct!
Nice catch.
With a devilish grin, I throw it back at her. She ducks out of the way.
Hey! That's not how you treat a lady.
Don't start something you cannot finish! Valerie glances at the third time and wrinkles her nose.
I've got class soon.
Don't sound so excited about it.
It's not a fun one.
Which one is it?
Introduction to art history.
Don't you like art?
I do. And since I also like history, I thought this would be a good choice for one of my electives.
So why the disappointment?
Well, it turns out that although I like history and I like actually creating art, learning about other people creating art is not as fun.
So was watching me create art for you today not fun either? She smirks.
That doesn't count. I was part of the creative process.
That is true. She glances again at the time and gathers her things.
Okay, I've got to head out.
I nod. After we pay for our drinks, we head our separate ways, but not before I catch Valerie fondly sneak another peek at my drawing. It's quiet in the house when I arrive home. I suppose no one is here. It's no surprise that Uncle Kaito is still at work, but I would have to expected Nikki to be home by now. She's been spending more and more time at her cooking club. It must be going quite well. I shall take advantage of quiet and study. Of the quiet and study. As I head upstairs, a blonde head peeks around the corner.
Is that you, big bro?
I pause at the top of the stairs. Oh, Hale. Hale? Oh, okay, that just suddenly came out of my mouth. I didn't know you were home. Nikki grins mischievously.
Is it because for once I wasn't slaving away in the kitchen waiting for you to come back?
You're like the wife I didn't ask for. What would be a Gervin response? No, of course not. It was just way too quiet. It is nothing like that. There's just no way the house can be this quiet if you're home.
Hey!
What?
I'm always quiet.
Is this what you'd call quiet?
It was quiet before you got home, which means you're the one who brings the noise.
I suppose that is true. Nikki grins.
Anyway, before you so rudely distracted me, I had a question for you.
What is it?
Can you give me a ride to the beach tomorrow?
Oh? I blink at her. How did you know I was going to the beach?
Because tomorrow is Umiko's festival?
Oh, how do you know about that? Nikki stares at me as if I had two heads.
Because I live in Isokaze. Did you know about this?
Not exactly. Sho did not specify why we were going when he invited me.
And you didn't bother to ask.
Do I really need a reason to go to the beach?
Fair point. Well, if you want to know, tomorrow is a festival to honor Umiko, the protector of Isokaze. A long time ago, the Dragon King threatened to drown the island if Umiko didn't marry him. So when she agreed to live with him in his underwater castle, she stole his magical pearl and now uses it to control the waves.
Huh, that sounds pretty cool. How did you learn about this?
You know I've always loved mythologies.
That is true.
So, can you take me or not?
Certainly. I will be leaving at 10:45 a.m. Her face falls.
Oh.
Why, oh.
Well, my friends aren't going to be there until later.
So hitch a ride with them.
I don't really feel comfortable asking them.
Very well. You can come with me then.
But you're going so early.
Then take the bus. She smiles sweetly.
When I said early, I actually meant that's perfect.
That's what I thought. Nikki cranes her head to peek down the stairs behind me.
You hungry yet?
Oh yes, a bit.
Me too. Come on, let's go downstairs and see what we have.
Indeed, my virginity demands sustenance. She moves past me and flies down the stairs. I follow her slowly. Nikki and I whip up a quick dinner, then I spend the rest of the night looking up more information about the festival before going to bed. I flip around in bed, too excited to settle down, before finally drifting off to sleep. I wake up energized and throw off the blankets before getting dressed. Since we're going directly to the beach, I just decide to wear my swim trunks and a shirt. Nikki is waiting for me downstairs. She's wearing a cover-up and has a bag slung over her shoulder.
Finally.
Hey, I am on time for once.
So, I've been awake for at least an hour.
Why did you get up so early? Nikki beams and fidgets with excitement.
How could I sleep when I have such a fun day ahead of me?
The bag jostles as she fidgets. What's in the bag?
Just beach stuff, extra clothes, towels, sunscreen, you know.
That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
Nikki pushes me towards the door.
Come on, let's go already.
Alright. Let me just grab my keys. After collecting my things, Nikki and I climb on my Virgin Runner and we hit the road. Nikki hops off my bike and Nikki hops off my bike as soon as I park and sprints out towards the sand. Jotomata! Wait! She either doesn't hear me or ignores me. Of course, that means I'm stuck carrying all the stuff. With a sigh, I sling the bag over my shoulder and follow her, By the power of my virginity, I shall bear strength to carry all of these bags. As I walk on the sand, I scan the beach for my friends, but I don't detect anyone I recognize. We must be the first ones here.
Oh, son, we've missed you.
We've had a son back home as well.
It's not the same.
She continues to skip and dance in the sand, and then spins in a cartwheel. She grins at me. You call that a cartwheel? Let me show you how a virgin walker does it. Were you just trying to do a cartwheel or a somersault? Nikki pauses and crosses her arms.
I think you can do better.
Fuck yeah! Alright then, stand back and let the virgin walker show you how it's done. I kick off my shoes and drop the bag. Windmilling my arms, I push my legs off the ground. They fly through the air in a graceful arc and land on the solid ground while the momentum pulls me upright. Voila! I dab afterwards. Nikki shrugs.
I guess that wasn't too bad.
Damn right. It was a masterpiece.
I wouldn't go that far.
As we both catch our breath, Nikki glances at the forgotten bag.
Well, let's just set up here.
Very well. We each lay out a towel from the bag. Nikki pulls her cover up over her head, revealing a frilly two-piece. Yeah, you'll say that. I breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, good, you're wearing that.
Okay.
No, it's a good thing. It is sturdy.
What?
What if you'd been wearing something like that? I point to the woman wearing a string bikini. Any guy could have come by and accidentally pull on a string, and then the whole top would have fallen off. My voice trails off as I imagine the string slipping down the woman's shoulders, freeing her voluptuous breasts. Nikki wrinkles her nose.
Yeah, next time keep your weird fantasies to yourself.
How dare you accuse me of having such fantasies? I am a virgin walker, for fuck's sake. Anyway, as Nikki and I finish... that was a voice crack. As Nikki and I finished setting up, we were greeted by a familiar face.
Hey!
A breathless Sho stands before us, carrying a large umbrella. Mayu stands beside him. Greetings, Sho. Did you run all the way over here? He continues to gasp, so Mayu answers for him.
Yeah, he saw you from the car and raced down here to say hi.
You didn't have to...
I thought I saw you with another cute girl and had to get a closer look to be sure.
Nikki giggles. I instinctively step in front of her.
Aren't you gonna introduce me?
Do I need to threat to my... okay, wait, let me word this properly. Okay. Well, that depends. Do you wish for me to threaten you with the power of my virginity once more? Remember what happened last time when you talked about my sister like that? Sho immediately backs up.
Your sister? Sorry, I didn't know.
Damn right you better stay away from her, otherwise I shall smite you with the power of my virginity! I watch him warily as Nikki steps forward.
Don't mind him. I'm Nikki.
I'm Sho, and this is Mayu.
He glances at Mayu, who has been standing in silence, then balks at the pout on her face.
Huh? What's wrong?
She sighs.
Nothing.
Oh, did you want to introduce yourself? Sorry about that.
She sighs once more.
No, that's not it.
Sho scratches the back of his head.
Huh? Then what is it?
She continues to pout.
It's nothing.
Nikki leans over to me and whispers.
They make an adorable couple.
I blink. A couple? Oh shit, I said that out loud. Sho glances right back at us.
Us? No, we're just friends.
Oof. I mentally oof. Mayu sighs once more.
Yeah, just friends.
Even bigger mental oof. Nikki leans over and whispers again.
He's so clueless.
Then she hits my arm. Hey!
Also, you weren't supposed to say that so loudly. What's the point of whispering if you're just going to blurt it out.
I rub at the sore spot. When did you get so powerful? Suddenly, we hear a shout in the distance. Following the source of the sound, I glance over and see Kaori hovering over a cowering man. He has his hands up defensively. Kaori snatches the camera out of his hands, fidgets with it, and throws it back at him. The man scoops up the camera and stumbles to his feet and runs away. As the man flees, Kaori walks towards the water before chucking something into the waves. We stare dumbfounded, watching the scene unfold. Kaori spots us and turns away from the water and stomps towards us. I can practically see the steam rising out of her ears. Sho sighs.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
Mayu nods.
That's you overreacting a little.
Nikki's voice wavers as Kaori approaches, betraying her confidence. Greetings, Kaori.
Can you believe that guy?
Her voice trembles from anger. What happened?
That pervert was taking pictures of younger girls. I made him promise never to do it again. Then took out his memory card and threw it into the ocean for good measure.
Nikki eyes Kaori with wonder, then elbows me.
Wow, she's not scary at all. At least not like you described it.
Shut up. Kaori whirls on me with a fierce scowl plastered on my face when she notices Nikki. Her expression softens to one of curiosity.
Who are you?
Nikki beams.
Oh, I'm Nikki,
Kaori continues to stare until Nikki points to me.
his sister.
Kaori raises an eyebrow. I really should have mentioned that, huh?
Really? Wow, you're lucky. You two look nothing alike.
Thanks.
Thanks. We answer simultaneously. Nikki and I blink at each other in surprise, then speak at the same time.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
What is that supposed to mean? Sho laughs.
I'm pretty sure Kaori meant Nikki's lucky she doesn't look like you.
Thanks for having my back, bro.
No problem, Broseph.
Nikki giggles.
I like Cowdy.
Kaori stammers out her reply as her cheeks tinge pink.
Oh! Thanks.
Hey, everyone.
We collectively turn around at the sound of Yuna's voice. I want to respond to her, but my voice gets caught in my throat. Never have I been so not thankful that the bikini was invented. Judging by the silence, everyone is as entranced as I am. I attempt to resist by the power of the Virgin Walker inside me. Yuna fidgets under our gaze and automatically wraps an arm around herself.
Is everything alright?
Like everyone else, Nikki's gaze is fixated on Yuna. She looks down at her own chest and then back at Yuna and sighs.
Life is so unfair. What?
Kaori snaps back to reality and hits me hard. Oh!
Stop being a pervert!
I saw you looking. You were staring too.
No?
Yes, you were. Don't lie. Her cheeks flare, betraying her guilt.
I wouldn't do something like that!
Oh, no, not Kaori. Yuna tries to cover her up, clearly mortified.
Guys.
Sho stands in a daze until Mayu pokes him.
I see.
Huh?
She glances down at her and shuffles her feet.
So that's what you like.
No, that's not it. I like yours too.
Oh, that was not a good move there, my friend. Mayu looks up at Sho with wide eyes and covers herself with her hands.
Stop looking!
Sho's face burns red, and he trips over his words.
Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I promise. I'm not looking.
Mayu continues to stare at him with doe eyes.
Not because yours aren't good. Because
Oh, that was... Oh, no. Oh, I mentally... Ooh! Kaori marches over and smacks Sho on the back of the head.
Ow!
She hovers protectively over Mayu.
Come on, Mayu.
Okay.
Nikki grabs my arm and pulls me over to Yuna, who still looks nervous.
You're being so rude, big bro. You didn't even introduce me to your friend.
Yeah, I really should have done that. Huh. Alright, this is my sister, Nikki. Yuna smiles, clearly relieved.
I'm Yuna. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Sorry about earlier.
Yuna waves away the apology.
It's fine. So, where are we sitting?
I'm about to answer when a sudden weight on my back throws me off balance. Don't fall! Huh! Virgin instinct! Huh! I catch whoever is on my back. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Nice to
Oh god, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening?
It's fine.
Oh god.
So, where are we sitting?
Okay, apparently by the power of my virginity, I somehow reverse time. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot to scroll. I must have accidentally scrolled on my trackpad and that somehow reversed time for a few seconds. Okay. Ha! Virgin instinct! I catch whoever is on my back as two slender arms shake around my neck. A lock of blonde hair falls before my eyes as Valerie presses her cheeks against mine. Oh god, help! The power of my virginity is being threatened right now.
Did you miss me?
Carly marches over and confronts Valerie before I can respond.
What do you think you're doing?
Claiming my spot.
Oh god. Nikki crosses her arms and pounces at Valerie.
Do you always jump on the first guy you see?
I'm surprised by the disapproval dripping in her voice. Valerie slides off me and gives me a wink. I shudder, feeling the power of my virginity threatened.
Just the cute ones.
Sho grins.
Then you should have jumped on me instead.
Yes. She presses a finger on her lips and looks innocently at Sho.
Oh? I thought Mayu would have already done that.
Oh shit, I say out loud while doing like the sort of hand gesture thing. You know, like I don't know, like how a gangster would do it. Anyway.
We're just friends.
Mayu tries to hide the blush from her face while Sho interjects. Valerie grins impishly.
Oh, well, if that's the case.
Oh. She jumps back to her
Get
feet.
ready, because you're next.
Oh my.
What? Are you serious?
Shows a face of mixture of trepidation and hope as Valerie readies herself to leap.
No!
Oh. Oh my, this is quite a Oh. Oh, well then. Everyone stares at Mayu, who is frozen, stunned by her own outburst.
I mean...
Well, this is certainly awkward. Her cheeks steadily burn as she struggles to find her words. Valerie laughs and pats Mayu on the head.
I was just kidding. No need to get so worked up.
My, this speech arc is quite flustering. Mayu pouts.
I wasn't worked up.
She gently moves away from Valerie, whose gaze is now firmly fixed on Yuna.
Oh my god.
Valerie hops closer to Yuna and leans towards her chest.
Where have you been hiding these this whole time?
Oh my. Yuna's mouth hangs in open shock. Oh, open in
I know
shock.
this too.
Carrie bats Sho on the arm.
Stop being a pervert!
Ow! I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
You should become a virgin walker like me. That way you can be more decent and also powerful. If I wasn't a virgin walker, I wouldn't have been able to threaten you with such power to instill fear into your heart after I had threatened you. After you openly, yeah. Anyway, Yuna is desperately trying to cover herself.
Can we please focus on something else?
Yes, let's.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yes, please. The power of my virginity is being threatened by this very predicament.
Me too.
Sure.
Sho seems a little reluctant in his agreement.
So, where are we going to sit?
Oh, right. Nikki and I have already started setting up right here.
It's not too close and not too far from the water.
Indeed, I point to our spot, Phoenix Wright style. Take that!
Sounds good to me.
Everyone nods and begins to lay out their towels. We're lounging on our towels, enjoying the sun, when a sharp squeal interrupts the tranquility.
Nikki!
Nikki bolts upright and waves to her friends as they race towards her. Oh shit. Oh no, I remember the last time I've seen the. Oh no. Oh boy.
We were going to be here, didn't we?
Oh shit. The friend lowers her voice.
Are you hanging out with your brother?
Oh fuck. Help. Fuck. Oh shit.
Yeah?
Oh shit.
Oh, is he going to come with us to the temple?
No! No! Yes, thank you.
Why not?
He's busy.
Yeah, you tell him. The two girls stare at me. Oh fuck.
He doesn't look busy.
I am, totally. I am busy. One of her friends kneels down and grabs my. Oh fuck. Hey, get off me!
You should come. It'll be so fun.
No! The other friend grabs my other arm.
Ah, you can walk with me.
No!
No, I got here first.
No! Oh god, not again! Not this shit again!
So, he obviously prefers me.
No, what is wrong with you two?
I am one to agree with Nikki's question. Nikki steps in and drags the two girls off me. They blink at her surprise, as I sigh in relief.
I don't understand. Didn't you say you and he don't? Yes. Then why are you so upset? Because he's my brother.
Oh my goodness. You do not know how much I love you right now, Nikki, for helping. For you helping to take these girls off me, because oh my god. That was a fucking mess. Anyway, they look at each other and seem to come to an understanding.
Oh, he doesn't know.
What the fuck? What don't I know?
That Nikki really...
What the fuck?
What couple of weirdos, am I right?
Indeed! She pulls the girls roughly to their feet, much to the dismay, and pushes them away from me.
Gee, look at the time. We better get going.
Yes, go, shoo, I don't want to see them again, please.
I'll get a ride back with these two, so I'll see you at home. Bye.
Bye! Farewell! Don't bring them with you back! Please! I hear faint protests from Nikki's friends as she hurries them away. Meanwhile, my friends have been eerily silent. Hesitantly, I glance over the circle of frowns. What?
I had no idea you were so popular.
Yuna's eyes are dulled with disapproval. What? I don't... Okay, look, I don't know why they liked me so much. I really don't know.
Do you know how old those girls are?
What?
Creep.
What the fuck, Harry? They came onto me! I look around for a friendly face and my gaze lands on Sho. Come on, Sho, you're with me, right?
I misjudged you.
What the hell? What the hell, man? I can't tell if he means that in a good or a bad way. Why, Mayu watches me silently. I can't tell what she's thinking. Valerie latches onto my arms.
You know, if you wanted a younger girl, you only had to ask.
No, get off of me! Yeah, I'll go with this. Really? Did you have someone in your mind? Valerie bats her eyelashes at me. Is there something in your eye? She sighs and let go of my arm.
Never mind.
This is sufficiently awkward. So, the beach? How about we go swimming? Mayu brightens at the idea.
Yes! Swimming!
She grabs Sho and races up towards the water. Sho stumbles behind her.
Hey, slow down!
Kaori and Valerie glance at each other, then grin and jump to their feet. They speed behind the pair, leap into the water with glee. Hey, wait for us! Yuna and I follow behind. When we reach the shore, I slowly wade into the sea and enjoy how the water cools my hot skin.
Come on, Yuna. What are you waiting for?
Yuna sticks towards the shore and watches nervously as the water laps at her knees.
That's okay. I'll just stay here.
Do you know how to swim?
Yeah.
Sho and Mayu swim over and next to Kaori.
What is it then?
Don't worry about it. I'm very happy right here.
Aw, hanging out by yourself is no fun.
The water and I don't really get along well. Are you scared? Here, you can walk with me.
Mayu stretches out her hand and smiles encouragingly at Yuna.
Well, it's more like...
Oh my. Yuna plunges face first into the water and disappears below the waves. Oh shit. Yuna! Everyone lunges towards her as just as she resurfaces, her back towards us. Yuna, are you alright? Something floats in front of her when she snatches out of the water and presses to her chest. Her head is lowered with her shoulders slumped as she struggles to simultaneously hide herself and retie her bikini top at the same time. Mayu clamps a hand over Shou's eyes.
Don't look. What would Yervin the Virgin Walker do? Nah. Carrie's probably gonna help her out. He'll stay put. I've already been called a pervert once today. I do not want to make the situation worse. Valerie is nearly doubled over in the beach, her squeals of laughter adding to the commotion. She must have snuck behind Yuna while we were all distracted, then pushed her in. Carrie stalks back to the beach and stands in front of Valerie.
Why would you do that?
Yuna looked like she could use a little push to get into the water, so I gave her one.
I don't think that is meant to be in a more literal sense, but okay.
I bet you did it because you knew exactly what would happen.
I did not. But I won't lie and say it isn't hilarious.
What if she didn't know how to swim? She could have gotten really hurt.
It's right against the beach. Completely shallow waters.
Still, it's dangerous because you can't prepare yourself. Calorie!
Oh. A figure with long hair leaps onto Carrie's back, holding her in a hug. Carrie windmills her arms trying to catch her balance, but topples into the water.
Hey!
Carrie pushes May off of her and wipes the water out of her eyes.
You can't just push people into the water! Why don't you people understand this?
Valerie is clutching her stomach in laughter.
So good.
May just smiles and cocks her head to the side.
It's good to see you too. That's not what I said!
Valerie catches her breath and wades over to May.
Nice one.
Thanks. I'm May.
Valerie.
May glances at the rest of us who have been observing in silence, trying to process the scene. Mayu coughs awkwardly.
I'm Mayu. And this is Shou.
Shou is obviously trying to process May's ample assets, but at the sound of his name he snaps back to reality.
Right, hi.
Yuna also seems to be sizing up May.
I'm Yuna.
And I am Gervin. May graces us with a broad smile.
It's nice to meet you all. Kaori, when did you make so many friends?
And now, you're leaving.
But I only just met everyone.
Don't you have your own friends to hang out with?
I am hanging out with my friend.
That's not...
A jet of water splashes Kaori's face. May giggles while Kaori grows more irritated. She flicks her wrist and sends a stream towards May. But May dodges and splashes Yuna's chest instead. Yuna glances down at her chest, then narrows her eyes, clearly fed up. Using her whole arm, she sends a big wave towards Kaori, but the water misses and catches Valerie, who squeals happily. She sends a small splash back, and which catches Mayu on the cheek. Mayu blinks. Valerie's brow wrinkles in worry, and she opens her mouth to apologize, but instead dodges the splash that Mayu sends back. Before long, all the girls are squealing and bouncing around in the water, splashing each other. Shou and I stand off to the side, watching the glorious view.
Is this not the best thing you've ever seen in your life?
I pretend to nod. Pretend to not? No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I nod, pretending to look at it through his perspective, but another voice answers.
Yes, it is.
Oh, what the? As one, Sho and I turned to see Akira nodding approvingly. What the? When did you get here? Huh. That's strange. My virgin instincts did not pick your presence. He gives me a confused look.
I've been here this whole time.
What? Sho and I glance at each other, then shrug. I believe I've seen Mei before. She is part of Una Vageisha, correct?
Yeah.
I remember Kaori's intense reaction when we learned we were matched against Mei's team, but Mei seems to treat her like they are old friends. How do Mei and Kaori know each other? They seem to have opposite reactions when seeing each other.
Their relationship is strange. They've known each other since childhood, but judging by the way they act towards each other, it's hard to remember that.
The conversation ends. Silence settles in as we continue to watch the splash attacks.
Why aren't we joining in on the fun?
That's a great question.
Sho swims closer to the girls and shoots a stream of water towards Mayu. Mayu yelps in surprise and splashes back when she sees Sho's grin. Akira and I join in after Sho's introduction into the splash wall. The sun kisses the horizon, spilling orange light over the waves. Akira and Mei left right after the splash war to join their friends. Valerie is lounging on her towel, trying to soak up the last of the dying rays while reading from her e-reader. Yuna sits on the sand, watching the waves lap at her feet. Kaori looks thoughtful as she sits in her fold-up chair, tossing and catching an inflatable beach ball. Sho and Mayu are missing. I'm not quite sure where they went. The day is winding down, and it'll soon be dark. It'll be dark soon. Let us head home! Virginity, away! I believe it is going to get dark soon. Perhaps we should start packing up. Kaori and Valerie glance at the sky.
I suppose so. I doubt I'll get any tinner than I am now.
Good idea. I'll go get Yuna.
I shall find Sho and Mayu, and let them know that we're leaving. As I search the beach, I find Sho and Mayu sitting on a rock cliff, their feet dangling in the water. Oh. Would Gervin cockblock? Nah, he wouldn't do that. He only cares about his virginity, not Sho's, cause well, Sho's not a virgin walker. So, yeah, he'll give them the courtesy. They're leading into each other, watching the sunset. I did not wish to disturb their moment, so I slip away before I'm noticed. The girls give me questioning looks as I return.
Did you find them?
Why, yes, I have. Yes, but they seem to be in the middle of something and I did not want to interrupt them. Valerie smirks.
I bet you just wanted to watch.
Okay, then. What? Blasphemy!
I mean, you were gone for a while.
Out on the beach? That's quite daring.
Yuna seems thoughtful but has a mischievous glint in her eye. They did... Oh my god. Valerie and Yuna glance at each other and burst out laughing. My cheeks burn as I realize what I just said. I mean, nothing was going on. Okay, oh my god. Kaori frowns.
So you did watch?
There was nothing to watch!
Hey guys, what's everyone laughing about?
Sho and Mayu stand by in their towels.
We were just talking about how there was nothing going on.
Yes. It's not funny when she has to explain it. Anyway, we should be going. It's getting late. Sho and Mayu look at each other before shrugging. They nod at us. We all pack our belongings and head to the parking lot, where we say our goodbyes and hop into our respective vehicles. Since Nikki says she was leaving with her friends, I kick my Virgin Runner into overdrive and head back home. Vroom vroom, bitches. I'm exhausted by the time I return home. And I am secretly thankful Uncle Kaito is nowhere to be in sight. All I want to do is take a hot shower and rest in my quarters. Nikki hasn't come home yet either, so the bathroom is all mine. I wash all the sand and salt water off my skin, then go to sleep early. Duh! I punch my alarm again. My alarm sounds, waking me up. I turn it off and prepare for the day. After a quick breakfast, I drive to school and head to class.
Good morning, everyone. I have some good news. Because so many of you did well on the pop quiz from last week, we're going to have another one.
Ha! That is nothing to me. Virgin instinct activates upon noticing the pop quiz. Anyway,
I knew you would be excited.
right. Everyone gradually falls silent as the TAs hand out the quiz. As soon as I receive mine, I begin. Are gears designed to look like a specific gender? If so, explain why. Yes, because they... well, that's an awfully specific question. Yes, because boobs. If only used for war games. No. War games? Technically they are, I guess. Yeah. A significant part of the gear entertainment industry is an aesthetic appeal and showmanship. Due to the popular notion that the gear embodies the pilot, many mechas are designed in a fashion to represent this idea. This sparked quite the conversation when gears were first introduced for recreational use. It does pay off to pay attention to the news. After completing the test, I turned it in to the professor. Soon as everyone has turned in their paper.
Everyone awake now? Good. In today's lesson, class dismissed.
I gather my things and file out of the classroom with everyone else. Once I am outside, my legs take me towards the hangar. I require practice. My chat with Akira last Monday has been on my mind ever since. Our team has been on a really good streak, but are we truly strong enough to defeat Akira's team? I slide myself into the hangar and shake my head free of these thoughts. We have to defeat Una Bagesha first. I pass order on my way to Eagle and hear voices raised in a heated argument. Kari glares at me, who looks exasperated.
I always have your best interests at heart. That's not true. When have I not? Have you already forgotten about what happened with Ryota?
May looks taken aback.
Really? You're bringing that up? How was I supposed to know he'd react that way? You weren't supposed to tell him at all! Maybe not, but I was trying to help.
Kari's face contorts in anger.
I was humiliated in front of the entire school! Is that what you call helping? That's not fair. You know that wasn't my intention. And how Ryota handled the situation. Best friends don't treat each other like that. I know.
May falters at Kari's piercing stare.
Sorry. Well, none of that would have happened in the first place if you had just kept my secret a secret. It was all your fault.
May blinks rapidly.
I can't talk to you when you're like this. You need some time to calm down. Maybe then you'll listen to reason. Don't you dare!
May spins on her heel and walks away, her footsteps echoing behind her.
Hey! Ugh.
Kari lets out a scream of frustration into her hands. As she turns around, she notices me.
How long have you been there?
Well, I did just get here. Not long at all.
What did you hear?
Nothing. Kari narrows her eyes. Oh, okay, just enough to watch May storm off. She continues to stare at me. Okay, and a little about some guy named Ryoto, but that's it.
It's rude to eavesdrop.
What? My apologies, I wasn't trying to, but my virgin instinct had picked up such conversation that I could not turn my head away. So, what was that about anyway?
It was nothing.
Who is Ryota?
Nobody you know.
Does he go here?
No.
Okay, so who is he then?
He is none of your business. Besides, you've already heard all about it when you were listening in on a private conversation.
No, that's not... My phone buzzes. Saved by the bell? Well, buzz, I suppose. Sorry, I better get this. Kaori nods. She looks just as relieved as I am. I accept the call and walk further away from Kaori. Greetings!
Hey,
Greetings, Yuna.
I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time.
No, this is actually perfect.
Okay, so your account manager with Dashu reached out to me. He'll be close to campus later today and would like to meet with you.
Oh, certainly. I'm not quite sure what everyone else's schedule looks like.
Wait, he wants to meet with just you.
Is this another interview? Is this going to be like the Warp Tech interview?
No, it'll be a much more casual conversation. He wants to talk about your gear, not your team performance.
Oh, god damn it. About my gear again? I suppose that sounds good.
So, will you meet him?
Certainly.
Great! You can meet him at the cafe after lunch.
Alright, I shall be there. Thank you, Yuda.
No problem.
After saying goodbye, she hangs up. By the time I end the call, Kaori is nowhere in sight. That's probably for the best, honestly. Our chat didn't end on such a great note. Since I came here to practice, I climb into Eagle and start up a simulated match. And by the power of my virginity, I practiced a few rounds, shut down the simulators, and climb out of Eagle. I can tell my reaction times are improving. I'm sure with a little more practice, I'll be ready to face Ona Begeisha and smite all of their mechs with the power of my virginity. Since I have some extra time, how do I want to spend the rest of my afternoon? Just Mayu, okay then. Mayu it is. Mayu, it's been a while. Mayu and I discovered we both share an interest in music. Wait, when was that? She plays the violin while I play the piano after we got... What? I feel like I'm missing a lot of context here. Oh, okay then. She plays the violin while I play the piano after we got to talking about music. Mayu promised she played for me. True to her word, Mayu did end up playing for me. I jokingly mentioned we should start a band, but she was receptive to the idea, so we decided to go for it. I made my way to the music room. I finally convinced Mayu we should expand the band, and we're now holding auditions for our newest member. After Mayu played for me for the first time, she's loosened up a lot, and we've been jamming regularly together. Off screen, apparently. I found a flyer for local musicians. The community is sponsoring a talent night for both bands and solo artists. I know Mayu and I are ready to compete, and after much cajoling, I got her to agree to sign up. The only problem is a band is considered 3 or more people. Neither one of us wants to perform alone, so the only thing left to do is recruit a third member. Mayu is already setting up the music room when I arrive. Greetings, Mayu. Mayu? She pauses and smiles when she sees me.
Hi, you made it. I mean, of course you made it, but you're early, which is nice. Not that I think you can't be early to things, but...
Her voice fades as she drops her gaze. Yes, I'm a bit nervous as well, but by the power of my virginity, it shall carry us through this process. Mayu flashes me with an appreciative smile.
I hope we find someone good.
Likewise.
There will only be singers auditioning today, right?
I believe so, and I think having a vocalist will best complement our sound. Mayu nods.
I agree.
I help her move some of the clutter to the corner, out of the room, and set up a long table with chairs in the middle of the room for us to sit. This is the judge's table. Mayu sits at the table while I poke my head out in the hall. Will the first audition please enter the room? As I return to my seat, a short student with slicked back hair walks in. He's changed out of his uniform and his shirt hangs loosely over his small frame. I squint to get a better look and notice the shirt is decorated with all types of footwear, sandals, flip-flops, etc. This is going to be interesting. Mayu's brow is furrowed, and she wears a hesitant smile. She seems just as apprehensive as I am. Greetings! What is your name? The boy wears a goofy grin. Hey! Hi, I'm Bill Hang. What are you going to sing today? Mayu and I glanced at each other. This was a popular song back when we were kids. I nod. Whenever you're ready. Bill flashes us another lopsided grin as he belts out a tune. He begins to bounce his knees and stiffly jerks his hips from side to side. He sings in a monotone and his cadence feels almost robotic. Paired with his strange dancing, he reminds me of someone gaining use of their limbs for the first time. I glance over at Mayu as a forced smile frozen on her face. Her eyes seem almost panicked. Finally, he finishes and waits expectantly for our feedback. Yeah, Gervin's gonna be completely honest. He's gonna be a total dick about it. The fact of the matter is that you can't sing and you can't dance. In fact, I'm sure my dog would have had to put on a better performance, as I dab to him after that insult. Bill stares stoically as I give him my feedback, then looks expectantly at Mayu. She fidgets under his gaze as she tries to find something to say.
Well, you were very brave to sing in front of us, and I think it's great that you did.
She nods, seemingly satisfied with her review. I'm about to dismiss him when someone else interrupts me.
Excuse me, but are you in the wrong room? This audition is for singers. I'm not sure what you thought you were doing up there, but it certainly was not singing.
I am one to agree. Another student sits beside Mayu. He's wearing an AC uniform without teal stripes, so he isn't a pilot. Perhaps he is one of her music friends. She must have asked him to sit in on our auditions to help us judge who would be a good fit. Despite the new guy's scathing comments, Bill doesn't seem fazed.
I did my very best, and that's all I could have done. I have no professional training, but I am very glad of my performance.
Mayu smiles encouragingly.
That's great. Thank you for coming by.
Yes, thank you. We shall be in touch. Mayu's friend crosses his arms and waits for Bill to leave. Once Bill leaves, he is immediately replaced by another student. He's still in AC uniform, but contrastingly, his long dark hair falls to mid-black and covers one eye.
Hi, my name is Slasher, and I'll be singing an original song I wrote myself.
Hi.
He cuts off Mayu in the middle of her greeting and screams in a hoarse voice. Oh God! I scream over Slasher before my ears literally begin to bleed. Thank you, I believe we heard enough. Mayu's eyes are wider than I've ever seen, and she flinches at every time the Slasher belts out a word.
Thanks. If you could please stop for a second.
Her friend clamps his hands over her ears and cringes in pain.
Stop, for the sake of our sanity.
Slasher finally quiets down but looks confused.
Are you trying to turn us all into raving psychopaths? Because the only effect constant yelling has on me is making me angry.
What? I haven't even gotten to the killing part yet. Here, listen.
Mayu and I shout simultaneously. No! For fuck's sake, just stop! Oh God! Slasher pauses again. Mayu's friend looks like he's in doubt. He's about to speak again, but we silence him with death glares. I believe I've gone deaf. That was quite possibly the worst song I've ever heard. I would say more, but I can't hear myself over the ringing in my ears. In response, Slasher opens his mouth, ready to belt out another line. Mayu immediately stops him.
Wait, your song is definitely very
Oh my
original,
God.
But it's
Gah.
not quite the direction we're going for this band.
If I wasn't a virgin walker right now, I would have passed out from how horrible that song was.
Whatever. You guys can't even begin to comprehend my genius.
Slasher turns on his heel and walks out of the room. I breathe a sigh of relief, but brace myself for the next audition. A girl walks in. She is wearing her ace uniform and has her dark hair pulled back into a messy ponytail. She seems normal so far, but I don't want to get my hopes up. Greetings! She smiles warmly and waves.
Hi, my name is Mitsuki.
Mayu seems hopeful.
Feel free to begin whenever you're ready.
Mitsuki nods and takes a deep breath. Her voice shakes as she sings a soft melody, but grows in power as she gains confidence. Mayu and I blink at each other. She's actually good. I close my eyes and find myself getting lost in Mitsuki's voice. Before long, her song is done. Mitsuki waits nervously for our feedback. Mayu stands to her feet. Suddenly, her chair wobbles.
You were wonderful! You have a powerful voice which would perfectly complement our instruments. And the emotion behind your song. I could feel what you were singing.
Mitsuki blushes at Mayu's praise.
Thank you.
Yo, dog, it was blazing hot. What Mayu said! I couldn't agree more with what Mayu said. It was a beautiful performance. Mitsuki breaks into a wide smile. The random guy raises a hand.
Excuse me, but what was that?
What do you... Mitsuki blinks, obviously confused. I'm not sure what this guy is talking about either.
This good shy girl act is so played out. Where's the confidence, the fire, and for God's sake, have you ever heard of a comb?
Mitsuki runs her hand through her hair.
I'm sorry. My last class was physical education, and I was running a little late.
I lean closer to Mayu. What's with your friend? He's kind of a dick.
Wait, I thought he was your friend.
Wait, what? We stare at each other for a second, then focus our attentions to the mysterious guy. Hey. He glances over at us. Who the hell are you?
Excuse me?
He pulls out a face of disgust.
How dare you? Don't you know who I am?
No. Mayu shakes her head. The guy scoffs.
Clearly, I have made a terrible mistake. You peasants wouldn't know greatness if it bit you in the ass.
With a loud sniff of disdain, he swaggerously exits the room. Awkward.
So, did I pass?
Yes, we'd love for you to join the band.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. We have your information, so we'll let you know when our next practice will be, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Thank you. Yes, I'll be there. Okay, thank you again.
Grinning from ear to ear, Mitsuki practically skips out of the room.
Is it strange that I feel kind of nervous?
How come?
I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm already getting ideas for new pieces that will incorporate her voice. So, I don't know why I'm so nervous.
It's probably because after how bad those previous auditions were, you're hoping that this one good audition isn't a fluke.
Maybe.
She smiles at me.
We should probably clean up. I think our reserve time is running out.
Good idea. After Mayu and I clean up the music room, we part ways so she can go to class. I can't wait to see what kind of music the three of us will create together. Off-screen, most likely. I make my way towards the cafe to meet with our account manager from Dashu. And, I'll be right back for a moment. Just gonna check on something. I have returned. Now then, let us continue. Just going to save first. Alright. Alright. Oh shit. Is it back? Ah, there we go. Alright. Just had to do some laundry. Well, I had to get laundry done because the washing machine was already finished. Had to hang up my clothes, had a snack. We're good. Right. Alright. I make my way towards the cafe to meet with our account manager from Dashu. I try to anticipate what kind of questions he'll ask about Eagle, so I can have answers ready. You said this wasn't an interview, but I would still want to make a good impression. As I enter the cafe, I sweep my gaze across the room and spot a man wearing a Dashu jacket. That must be him. After ordering a cup of coffee, I walk over to greet him. Greetings! The man faces me, and I'm surprised by how young he looks. He seems to be a couple of years older than us. Greetings! My name is Griffin, the pilot for Eagle from Ace 204911. He smiles and gestures to the seat across from him. I accept the seat.
Thanks for meeting me on such short notice. As I'm sure you know, I'm Yuri Ariev, your account manager with Dashu.
A waitress places our drinks on the table. He takes a sip from his drink and seems pleasantly surprised. That must be some good coffee.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I am curious about a few things.
About Eagle?
Eagle?
He looks genuinely confused. I suppose my intel was incorrect.
No, about Hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive? That was the team I played for at CANY. Looks like Yuri did his homework on me. Very well. Ask away. I will do my best to answer as much as I can. He smiles.
I am more interested about the team and sponsorship dynamics in the West. I've researched that companies have official teams in the school rather than just sponsoring a different team from time to time.
I nod. That is correct.
Hyperdrive is an S-rank division team at CINY. That's quite the accomplishment. I can see why you transferred into Ace with a history like that.
I dab after that remark. Hard work paid off. Why, thank you. I practiced a lot and studied to make sure my application was strong from both sides. Yuri seems pleased with my answer.
What were your teammates like?
Hyperdrive had about 20 pilots on the team. I didn't know all of them well, but I made a few friends. Yuri takes another sip from his coffee.
Ah, yes. I've heard the official company teams tend to recruit purely from an efficiency and winning standpoint. There's even internal competition within the team to see who are the strongest pilots.
I nod.
Which means your solo rank must have been strong if you were the primary backup after the starting four.
Yes, although I can't say everyone was pleased with the first year being a primary backup. Yuri chuckles.
I take it the more senior members of the team weren't pleased.
Indeed, because of that, most of the people I consider to be close were other first years, but some of these seniors who are already on the starting lineup would help me train.
Sounds like there was a very split dynamic among the team, which is not surprising given how large it is. It's hard to foster close camaraderie when everyone competes for the same spots.
There were definitely a lot of cliques that formed within the group. I tried to stay away from any drama that was just focused on bringing up my rank.
How well do you think that model works compared to the model here?
I pause. The pressures are different, but I do believe the smaller teams make more efficient teams. You're more invested in your personal training and development, not because there is a looming pressure that someone is just a number away from replacing you, but because you're an important member of your team. And of course, you end up fostering closer relationships with your teammates. But the whole sponsorship process here is incredibly imbalanced. Yuri nods understandingly. Honestly, I'm grateful you agreed to sponsor us. We were rejected a few times before, and Yuna was really disappointed by how unwilling most companies were to consider us.
Your team at Ace is a little unique. Even though you guys are in S-rank division, because you're a new team with no history of performance, you're also considered high risk.
High risk?
Yeah, it's hard to gauge whether your team is a strong up-and-comer or if your entry into this division was a fluke. Most companies don't like that uncertainty.
If that is the case, how did you decide to take that risk? He
I
grins.
know good talent when I see it. If I had been too afraid to take risks, I never would have landed Yudai. When I signed him on, he was a new pilot but already showed so much potential.
He looks wistful.
What happened to him was tragic. The least I could do is to help his sister, especially after seeing how his death affected her.
Wait. What? What happened?
You don't know?
No, he falters.
You should probably talk to Yuna.
That I shall. Later. An uncomfortable silence settles while we both sip at our drinks. Once he downs the last of his coffee, he checks his phone, then smiles politely.
I have to run to another meeting. Thanks again for stopping in to chat with me, and I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you as well. I say goodbye and take another sip of my drink as I watch him leave. What happened to Yuna's brother? How come she never mentioned him to me? That is something I shall investigate further. Later. Questions race through my mind, but I clear them away as I finish my drink. I should enjoy myself crazy thinking about questions I don't have answers to. The next time I see Yuna, I shall ask. In the meantime, I still have time before I should go home. What should I do to clear my mind? Yuna! I dial Yuna's number. We need to talk.
Hello?
Greetings, Yuna. What are you up to this
I'm
evening?
in the small auditorium in the drama center.
Oh, is there a play?
Not quite. I'm attending a class run by the improv club. You should come.
Very well, I shall go. That sounds like fun. I shall be there.
Great. See you soon.
As soon as we hang up the phone, I head out to the drama center. When I arrive, I spot Yuna sitting towards the right of the room. As I head over, I run straight into someone. Ugh! Oh, my apologies.
Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute. Hey, I know you. Aren't you the instructor for the cooking club? You teach improv as well? He laughs.
No, that's my twin brother.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, have a seat. We are about to get started.
You even sound alike as well. He marches to the front of the room while I sit beside Yuna. She smiles in acknowledgement. The auditorium has about 30 people, although I never considered improv before. I suppose it's something a lot of people are interested in.
Welcome to improv. For those of us new to this group, improv is live acting. Everything is made up in the moment. Plot, character, dialogue, everything. Every performance is unique and cannot be recreated in exactly the same way. Okay, everyone partner up. We're going to have each team perform a skit.
Yuna and I nod at each other.
It doesn't matter if you're a newbie to improv or a veteran. The most important thing to remember is to go with the flow. Your partner might throw something completely wild at you, but that's okay. That's what makes improv fun. You'll have a choice of scenarios on stage for each pair to choose from. Once the scene has been set, then the only rule is to do whatever comes to mind. So, any volunteers?
Me! I raise my hand with confidence in a power stance. We volunteer as tribute. Yuna is startled but doesn't object.
Wonderful. Come on up then.
I straddle up there. Are you ready? She seems nervous but nods.
As ready as I'll ever be, I guess.
Together, we head on
You'll
stage.
find the scenario options on the table over there. Once you've decided, read the scenario out loud for the rest of the class.
Very well. We walk over to the table in the corner of the stage.
Which one do you want to do?
I read the descriptions. You're at the beach, but you've gender swapped. Gender swapped beach scene. So I have to play a girl and you have to play a guy.
Yep.
Well, this might be fun playing with Yuna. Very well, let's do this one. She raises her eyebrow but doesn't disagree.
You like?
After we select our description, I read it out loud for the class. The instructor then gives us the signal to begin. Yuna squares her shoulders and swaggers exaggerately on the stage.
I love the beach.
swimming. Too bad my friend isn't here with me so we can swim together.
Yuna looks pointedly in my direction, indicating for me to join in on our skit. Skit. I pretend to be shy and pitch my voice high. Hey, just a minute. There's a prop bin in the corner of the stage. I run through the bin, hoping to find something to use. Aha! I grab 2 balloons and stuff them underneath my blazer. A chorus of laughter reverberates in the room, but Yuna's face is one of chagrin. Sorry I'm late. I was getting ready. Yuna gets back into character, and instead of talking, she just stares very obviously at my balloons.
That's not what I look like. Is it?
I cover my chest with an arm. Ah, stop being a pirate! Yuna pretends to balk.
No, that's not it. I was just admiring your swimsuit.
I pout and continue to cover my chest.
Anyway, why don't we go swimming?
I suppose if you want to, we can.
Race you there.
She runs across the stage and mimes diving into an ocean. I follow slowly behind her and pretend to wade carefully into the shallow water. Ah! Oh no! As soon as I touched the water, my top fell off. I hold the balloons close to my chest, but let my blazer fall to the ground, mimicking losing a bikini top. Yuna's mouth drops open in shock. I turn my back to Yuna, but not before I see her bright red cheeks. Don't look at me! I peek at her at the corner of my eyes. Her shocked expression suddenly melts into a cheeky smile.
Oh no! For some inexplicable reason, my nose has started bleeding.
Hey, that's not what happened. Yuna grins. At this time, it's my cheeks which turned red. The audience has not stopped laughing since my balloon incident and didn't even notice my break in character. The student professor claps his hands.
Great job, you two. Have either of you done improv before?
Ha 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 ha. We shake our heads.
You're a natural.
Really?
Yes, that was hilarious. You two have great chemistry together. You make an awesome team.
I dab at that remark. Thank you.
Thank you.
I already said that. Okay. Yuna glows with excitement as we return to our seats.
We rocked it. Thanks for coming and joining me.
No problem. It was a lot more fun than I expected it to be.
Alright, I swapped out the scenarios on the table so we don't get any repeats. So who's next?
Yuna and I watch the other teams perform their skits to the amusement of us all. By the time everyone has finished, my sides hurt from laughing so hard. And I also just forgot that I was supposed to ask her about Udai. Oh well, at least that was fun. As I enter the house, I hear soft giggles coming from the living room. A tuft of blonde hair peeks over the couch. Another wave of giggles floats from the couch, but cease abruptly as I step closer. Nikki hangs up the phone and turns around to greet me.
Hi, big bro.
I plop down next to her. Who was that guy? Her eyes grow wide.
How did you know it was a guy?
Ha! Virgin instinct. Who else? Yeah. Virgin instinct. You just told me. I didn't, but I do now. She pouts.
Tricky.
Haha. Wait. Yes, my virgin cunning action. Not the D&D move. So, who was it?
No one.
Doesn't sound like a no one.
Just a classmate.
I reach around and grab Nikki's phone while she was distracted.
No, give it back.
She screams in my ear as she leaps over me. Reaching towards her phone, I fend her off and keep the phone away from her grasping hands. As soon as she continues to struggle, I worm my way off the couch and flip her collarless before she can scramble to her feet. The last dialed number is to Ken. What kind of weird Japanese name is Ken? Nikki snatches her phone right as I speak, then pummels my chest with her
Oh
fist.
my god, you are such a jerk.
Is he even a real person?
Of course he is.
But his name is Ken.
You're the worst.
Oh! She hits me a hard one before... She hits me hard one last time before turning on her heel and storming upstairs. When she's halfway to the top, she pauses.
And by the way, Ken means strong in Japanese.
Thank you for the trivia. Nikki stomps into her room and slams the door. Well then. Still, Ken. Ha! Ha 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 ha. I hear laughter. Wait, is that me? Did I laugh out loud? Kaito is leaning against the doorway behind me. A broad smile on his face. I jump when I see him. Ah! First Akira, now Kaito. How the hell is everyone always sneaking up on me?
That's good. Ken is a funny name. It's like... Yen!
He continues laughing at his joke, then gradually calms down.
Why does your face look like that?
Like what? I always look like this.
No, like this.
He even makes a look of cringing and disbelief. I don't... What? I should go
Good
do my
idea.
homework.
Get smart.
Well, anyway, I slowly head towards the stairs, still uncertain about what just happened. As I walk up the steps, I can still hear faint chuckles from Kaito and the echoes of Ken Yen. Since I was already in my room, I caught up on my study until it was time for sleep. I wake up energized and throw off the blankets. Today is our match against Una Bagesha, and I'm looking forward to it. I run through my morning routine, thinking up of strategies in my head, then try to refocus as I finish my breakfast. I still have a class to attend to before my match. I grab my bag and hop on my bike. There's an unexpectedly heavy amount of traffic this morning, and I rush into class on time thanks to my virgin speed. It was a little too close for comfort. As I settle into my seat, the professor clears his throat, beginning the lesson.
Good morning, class. For today's lesson, we will discuss the differences between energy and kinetic weapons.
Sounds interesting.
Let's first review the two defensive mechanisms of a gear, the shield and hull.
The hull is the physical gear.
The shield is a virtually invisible barrier generated by using the core's energy. The strength of the shield varies greatly depending on the core, shield generator, and power allocation settings. Energy and kinetic weapons are meant to target opposite defenses. Energy-based arsenals are effective against shields as they quickly drain shield energy, but because of that, they are weak at penetrating the hull. Alternatively, kinetic weaponry is designed to puncture the armor, but they are weak against shields as the kinetic energy gets dispersed over a large surface area, the entire shield. For the purpose of war games and recreational use, only energy weapons are permitted. A gear is considered destroyed when it is depowered. Of course, outside of recreational combat, this rule does not apply.
A student raises his hand.
What about hybrid weapons?
Ah, yes. Hybrid weapons are able to equally damage both the shield and hull. However, their damage strength is not as effective as a singular purpose weapon.
The student nods in acknowledgement.
Please turn to page 233 and let's take a look at the different types of energy weapons.
I flipped to the page the professor mentioned and continued listening to the lesson.
That's all for today. Please make sure you have all completed your WebLink assignments for next class.
I pack my things and head to the hangar to meet up with my team. Our match is scheduled earlier than usual, and we need to rethink our strategy. The plans we had discussed had revolved all around our match against Strike X, but now that they're disqualified, we have to come up with new ones against our new opponent. I enter the hangar and look for Aura. When I arrive, everyone is already there. Show waves.
Roseth?
Greetings!
Hi.
Kaori greets me with a nod.
Good. We're all here. Let's head to the pre-combat room and start planning out strategies. Hey!
Oh my. We collectively turn at the sound of May's voice. She waves and beams at us as she runs closer.
What are you doing here, May?
Kaori sounds less than amused.
I wanted to wish you all good luck. I'm so excited for our match.
Me too.
Mayu smiles and nods. Let's give it our best. Good luck to you guys too. We shall not hold back, and by the power of my virginity, our team shall smite you. And your teammates.
We won't either.
As quickly as she arrives, she's got in a flash.
She's so nice. I'm totally feeding off of her enthusiasm. I'm getting a better vibe off of this match too than the one off of Strike X.
No!
Sho blinks at Kaori's outburst.
No?
She's just putting on an act. She was trying to psych us out. Don't fall for it.
I don't think that was her goal.
You guys don't know her like I do. You can't trust her. Especially when she's acting all friendly like that.
Kaori's been acting strange, more so than usual when May is involved.
Anyways, let's go strategize while we have some time.
She doesn't wait for us to answer and begins power walking towards the pre-combat rooms.
Hey, wait for us!
We jog up to catch up. And follow her. After a quick change in our pilot suits, we meet at the holodesk. Kaori sets up the match. A few minutes later, the holodesk projects the arena and the gears involved in the fight.
Alright, so what's the deal?
Onna Bugiesha is a melee-only team. It will be important to pay attention to our positioning and maintain a safe distance.
We've had close combat teams in the past. Claws of the Wild comes into mind from a few weeks ago. Mayu is focused on the holodesk and takes a serious tone.
Claw of the Wild was a melee-centric team, but their gears were knitted to perform a hybrid role. Based on Onna Bugesha's data, their gears are all custom-tailored for high bursts of speed and close combat engagements.
Well then. Okay.
We would benefit greatly from keeping a distance. If we play defensively, it will force them to chase us, and we can wear them down before going on the offense.
What do you think, Brosif?
I agree. Range is key. If they have no ranged weaponry, we should do as much damage as far as we can. Whittling down before fully engaging them will give us the advantage.
Sounds good to me.
Mayu and Kaori both nod. Okay, well then, we can all go range, but unfortunately, Aura cannot. The team looks at Kaori.
I'll engage May head-on and keep her out of the fight.
What? That kinda goes against our plan. To my surprise, Kaori grits her teeth and bites back a retort. She studies the holodesk for a little too long, then sighs.
I guess I don't have much of a choice. I'll hang back with you guys and intercept if one of the enemy gears manages to break through.
Mayu nods.
I think that would be best.
Okay, let's recap. We'll play it from a distance and keep baiting your team. Since Mayu is our best shot, we'll keep her well protected and follow her lead.
Kaori looks right at me. She finally looks more focused than I've seen her all week.
You and Sho can play aggressively if we take the lead. I will intercept whoever reaches Mayu, if they even manage to. Got it?
We all nod. The tension is palpable. Even though Kaori is always serious, her tone is more aggressive than
We
usual.
have a rare opportunity to really boost our MMR, and we can't throw this chance away. There's absolutely no way we can lose to May.
That almost sounded like a threat. I nod a little uneasily and glance at Sho and Mayu, whose faces mirror my thoughts. Kaori turns back to the holodesk and uploads our plans as we wait in silence. A loud beep announces the match. I mutter under my breath. Saved by the beep. Sho and Mayu seem equally relieved.
Just make sure you guys stay focused.
Of course.
Shows forces enthusiasm into his voice, attempting to raise our morale. Kaori ignores him and Sho deflates.
Let's go.
Virginity, away! We enter the arena from one side while Onna Bugesha enters from the other.
Welcome, everyone! Are you all ready for another fantastic match?
The crowd erupts into a loud cheer.
Good, because we have an amazing one lined up for you. Onna Bugesha versus 8, 20, 49, 11!
We really need a new name, by the way. I can't believe... whatever. Everyone's comms are open as we await the sound-off. May's team is getting to position and wait with relaxed confidence. We also get into formation. The tension I felt from before intensifies. This no longer feels as a friendly of a match as I thought it would be. As soon as the sound-off blares, May's team dashes straight towards us. A faint shimmer surrounding their gear reveals a hefty frontal shield. Mayu raises a gun and takes aim while the three of us position to protect her. A heavy round fires into one of the gears in the distance. Although this shot connects, it disperses into a hexagon of shimmers.
They're shields. They're tailored to deal with rail rounds. I need the shield to be weakened so that my shot can penetrate and force an immediate to power.
Affirmative. I'll stay back and protect. You two go aggressive and focus on knocking out their shield.
Very well. Let us go! Away!
Switching to EMP rounds now.
Virginity, away! Sho and I boost forward, spraying a hail of energy rounds. The enemy team takes evasive maneuvers. Mei breaks away while the other three continue racing towards Mayu. The closest enemy gear takes the brunt of the damage, and its front barrier drops. Mayu takes advantage of the vulnerability and aims a shot at the gear, instantly depowering it.
Nice. One down.
I have two of them approaching me. Cowdy? Cowdy!
What the fuck? Aura had already left her position and sprints towards Mei.
What are you doing? You have to protect Mayu.
I am! I'm taking out Mei so she can't attack.
That wasn't the plan.
What the fuck are you?
Cover her.
Oh my.
You're not in position.
Oh fuck. No, what? No.
She's already engaged.
Ah,
Let's
shit.
go.
Ah, okay. Virginity away! Sho and I boost back to Mayu, but it's too late.
I've been depowered.
Fuck! Her voice is lethally calm. This is not good. The two enemy gears shift to Sho and I.
2-on-2, but not much distance. Play this out carefully.
Very well. For once, Sho is serious. Huh! Bring it on, bitch! You are no match for the power of the Virgin Walker. The gears split their focus and one of them charges towards me while the other boosts towards Sho. I boost away and take aim. Hit! Fire! Huh! My virgin aim is true and a blast of energy rounds collides with her gear. She stumbles back from the hit while I create more distance between us. Huh! Before she can strike again, I move my way to create more distance between us. Virgin instinct activated. I raise my guns for another shot. Fire! Shoot! Huh! I almost slipped up there. She tries to dodge, but it's too slow and my pellets hit pale. Now my shot pellets her shield. She is pushed away. She is pushed back from the force of the blow, but once she gets her bearing, she boosts right towards me. Huh! As she approaches, I boost away from her and weave around the arena, forcing her to chase me. I steadily aim. Fire! Huh! Take that, bitch! She's too slow and to dodge, and my shot strikes through her shield. Her gear cannot support the hit, and she is depowered. I look over at Sho just in time to see an enemy gear strike. Look out! Hurrah! Da-da-da-da-da-da. I boost closer and shoot again. The round connects with the gear just as her attack connects with Sho. Sho blocks just a second too late, and he is depowered. But because she wasn't expecting my attack, she left herself vulnerable, and is also depowered. Mei is the only remaining enemy gear.
Here in the match is ours.
Very well, I shall take her on, with Kaori, of course. I boost towards Kaori and Mei, who are locked in a duel. Aura strikes with vigor, but is parried. Mei retaliates with a wide swing, which Kaori barely manages to block. Do not worry, I am here! What? Huh? Nani? What do you mean by don't interfere?
Let me handle this.
Cowdy! This isn't a simulation. It's a real match.
Yeah, what you're saying.
Mei is going down in a one-on-one. She won't have any excuses this way.
Oh
This
boy.
is a team match. You can't put a win in jeopardy because you want to make this personal.
What should I do? I will interfere. Fuck your needs, Kaori, we have to win this match, and by the power of my virginity, I shall smite this wench. Hurrah! Eagle bursts into action.
What are you doing?
I'm not just going to sit here and let her take me out. Hurrah! Parry! Anticipating her swing, I sidestepped using my thrusters, and through my virgin instinct, counter-attack with my own blade. Hurrah! Take that, bitch! With no shield activated on our back guard, my swing completely depowers her gear.
Nice one.
I dab in both my cockpit and with the gear. Sho's the only one to speak. Yeah? Mayu and Kaori are both silent. Aura sheaths her blade and exits the arena.
2049-11 are the winner!
The crowd roars to life, but their excitement doesn't penetrate the friction clouding our team.
I hate to rush our competing teams, but we have another match in just a few minutes. Please clear the arena.
May's team heads back to their pre-combat room as we head to ours. When we enter the pre-combat room, Kaori is nowhere to be found. She must already be changing. Sho and I head to change, but Mayu stays back. She must be really upset if she's actively avoiding Kaori.
Man, I'm not liking the vibe right now.
Were you expecting me to hand back?
I didn't say that. I probably would have done the same if I were in your position.
Yeah, 'cause fuck that shit, I'm not gonna watch. Especially when we could literally just literally gang on the one gear left that is opposed to us. So, yes. Anyway, it's in the past now.
Yeah.
A few minutes in the past, but anyway, Sho and I finish changing and head back to the pre-combat room. As soon as we enter, Kaori stomps up to me. Mayu is nowhere to be found. Oh boy.
Why did you do that?
Do what?
I told you I had it, but you engaged her anyway.
How is that a bad thing? Isn't the goal to win the match?
Yes, but that's not what I mean.
Then what do you mean, Kaori? She frowns.
You don't understand.
How could he? You aren't making any sense at all.
Kaori tenses and glares at
I
Sho.
don't have to explain myself to you.
No, Kaori.
We turn around to see Mayu. Her jaw is set and her eyes are hard. I've never seen her this upset before. It's chilling. Kaori's eyes widen.
Mayu?
You put your personal agenda above the team and risked the match. Our positioning was compromised, and I had no support. Those two were out of position because of an aggressive call that you made. That ended up costing us 2 depowered gears, one of which was avoidable. So no, you do owe us an explanation.
Her voice is calm but severe. Mayu's ice is a lot more unnerving than any of Kaori's fiery outbursts. I remain silent. I stay silent. Kaori looks between the three of us, then
I
sighs.
get it. I made a mistake. But I can't be expected to always make the perfect calls.
We don't expect that from you either. But when you start throwing the blame around...
I'm sorry, okay?
That didn't sound very sincere.
It would help if you meant it.
Kaori clenches her hands into her fists.
I said I'm sorry! I messed up. It was my fault. Blame me. What else do you want?
Let's drop it. She already said sorry. Sho crosses his arms but nods. At least Mayu seems to have returned to her normal demeanor.
Okay.
We usually celebrate as a team after a win. However, I get the feeling that won't happen this time. After picking up our stuff, we exit the pre-combat room. May is waiting for us outside, leaning against the door.
Hey guys, congratulations on the win.
I do a power dab and say thanks. I glance at May, barely registering her presence. I'm too wrapped up with what happened in the pre-combat room. May's smile falters when no one answers.
Wow, with gloomy faces like that, I'd think you were the ones that lost.
Up,
May!
I know. Oh, okay then. May flinches from the ferocity of Kaori's voice.
I was just kidding, Kaori. This is all your fault!
What? May is stunned into
You
silence.
seriously need to calm down. May didn't do anything.
You're being too harsh, Kaori.
Kaori's eyes flash.
You guys are taking her side? I thought you were my teammates!
You aren't taking anyone's side, but since the match, you've been acting like a complete...
Sho!
Sho catches himself and falls silent. Kaori looks at him.
Complete what?
nothing.
She pauses. When she finally speaks, her voice
I
cracks.
see. That's how you really feel.
Sho's look softens.
No, I didn't mean that.
Kaori turns to face May.
You.
She lowers her head.
You always turn my friends against me.
She spins on her heel and walks away. When she thinks she's out of eyesight, she starts running.
Kaori.
Kaori disappears. Sho is about to rush after her when May blocks his path.
I have to go apologize. I didn't mean what I said.
May sighs.
You need to give her space right now, or you'll just make it worse.
Sho looks torn, but doesn't try to follow Kaori.
I don't think I've ever seen her too upset to yell.
Mayu looks down worriedly at her feet.
I was too mean to her earlier. I'm sorry. You guys shouldn't blame yourselves. Kaori just needs time to cool off.
You sound like you speak from experience. May sighs and nods. What is up with her saying, you always turn my friends against me?
It's a long story. Something that happened back in middle school.
Something to do with Ryota? You two appear to go way back.
Yeah, we do.
May's pocket vibrates. She pulls out her phone and reviews the message.
My team is wondering where I am. Don't worry too much about Kaori. She'll be okay. I'll talk to her when she's calmed down.
We nod and watch May head out. I don't feel any less guilty.
I shouldn't have acted that way earlier.
No, it was my stupid comments. I never should have said something like that.
I suppose they feel guilty as well. I shall give Kaori her space, like May suggested. We should listen to May. She's known Kaori the longest, and it sounds like she has had to deal with this situation before. We should give Kaori some time. Sho and Mayu glance up at each other, then nod.
I'm still going to apologize.
Me too.
We can do that tomorrow, as a team!
Okay.
An uncomfortable silence settles in, although we haven't lost the match yet. I doubt it would make us feel worse than we do right now. There's no point in hanging around here feeling guilty. I shall see you guys tomorrow!
Okay. Good night.
Bye.
Farewell! I wave and head to my version runner. Man, Kervin's tone of voice does not match the setting at all. It does not match the tone of the atmosphere. Anyway. The entire ride home, I run through the events leading up to Kaori's departure and come up with multiple ways we could have handled the situation. Hindsight is always 20/20. The house is quiet when I arrive home. I'm a little relieved as I am exhausted, so I head straight to bed and fall asleep. Fast asleep. Duh! I punch my alarm once more, turning it off, and I proceed to stretch, then let out a groan. Yesterday was a really intense day, and I'm certainly feeling it now. At least it's a Friday. With a regretful sigh, I roll out of the bed and prepare for my classes. I grab a quick breakfast and drive to school. Yuna is waiting for me in class and smiles broadly when I sit down next to her. Greetings, Yuna.
Hey! Sorry we haven't had a chance to catch up. How did your meeting go with Yuri?
It wasn't as bad as I anticipated, even though he asked a lot of questions.
About Eagle?
Surprisingly, no, he was interested in my team back at CINY. She looks in a genuine surprise.
Oh, I was under the impression he was curious about Eagle.
Well, thank goodness he isn't. It is okay, I didn't mind. Clearly, he did his homework about how teams are run in the States because he didn't seem impressed by anything I shared. No, surprised by anything I shared. Yuna nods.
There's a reason why he's the youngest account manager to manage a team at Dashu.
Have you talked with him yet?
Yes. He said that you show a lot of promise, and he's confident that if the rest of your teammates are as determined as you are, then you'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it is kind of awkward that after that we had this exchange between the— oh, well, never mind then. That's it? She furrows her brow in concern.
Yeah. Should he have said anything else?
I suppose he was serious when he said I should go talk to her about her brother. Actually, maybe right now isn't the right time to bring up this conversation. We shall talk about this later. Bombarding her before class doesn't seem like a very smart timing. The professor will get here and start class before we really have the chance to talk to Yuna. Talk and Yuna will probably spend all of class stressing about this. No. Nope.
Oh. Okay.
We both fall silent. The professor enters the room and gets settled.
Good morning, everyone. Please open your textbook to page 81.
I shall be talking to you later.
Your assignments are on the web link. Have a great day.
You and I pack our things and walk out the class together. Do you have another class to go to?
No, but I have to meet my physiotherapy professor. I'm a TA for his class.
I didn't know you were a TA.
Yep, I don't usually help out in his Friday classes, but he's holding exams today, so I need to be there. Do you have any other classes?
No, but I am kind of hungry. I'll grab lunch in the pilot's lounge. Her face lights up.
Oh, you're lucky. They're supposed to have really good food.
They do, and they have options from other countries. I had a cheeseburger once from there. Yuna's eyes grow wide.
I love cheeseburgers.
Doesn't the dining hall serve them too? She wrinkles her nose.
I don't think what they serve in the dining hall can even be considered food.
Big oof. Where do you eat lunch then?
The hot dog cart.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had a hot dog stand. I didn't know anyone would actually eat there.
You should try it. They're so good.
You really like American food, don't you?
Yes.
Yuna checks the time.
Oops, I'm going to be late. I'll see you later.
Farewell. I wave as she dashes off. Alone, I make my way to the pilot's lounge. I check out the menu on display in the lounge. There's the usual Japanese fare that I can find in the dining hall as well. Today's special is the Napolitan spaghetti, popularly known as ketchup spaghetti. The bartender approaches me and waits expectantly. Napolitan spaghetti, please. When in Rome, or I guess in this case, when in Japan. My virginity demands one Napolitan spaghetti, please, as I shout towards the bartender, spittling all over his face. The bartender nods. He brings me my order, and I take it to an empty table. As soon as I sit down, someone slides into the seat across from me. I was ready to apologize and ask if this table was taken, when I take a good look at the girl smiling at me. Oh, May!
Is this seat taken?
Oh, no, of course, you can sit here.
Thanks.
This is a little uncomfortable after what happened yesterday. I believe she feels it too. Have you spoken with Kaori yet?
No. I figured it would be best to give her some space.
I see.
I haven't seen her that upset since...
She hesitates. Since Ryota? May blinks, but seems relieved.
Oh, Kaori told you about Ryota?
Sort of. I'm not about to tell her I was listening in on our conversation a few days ago.
Did she say it was all my fault?
It was certainly implied. May sighs.
I wish I'd never said anything.
I blink. May doesn't strike me as someone who has many regrets. She's always cheerful and seems to take whatever life throws at her in stride. I believe that you meant well.
Thanks. If only Kaori could see that. I wasn't trying to ruin her friendship with Ryota. Or my friendship with her. They would have been so cute together. You know, if Ryota hadn't been such a jerk. And how awesome would it have been if my two friends ended up together?
Sounds like you're excited for her.
I was. Even back then, Kaori was more reserved around people. She didn't like to show her feelings. So I was so excited when she told me she liked Ryota.
If he was such a jerk, why were you friends with him?
He wasn't always like that. Honestly, I don't know why he exploded the way he did. We used to do everything together. His family even took us on their vacations. I knew him back in elementary school when he still had huge glasses and would tell goofy jokes that were too smart to be funny. Kids used to pick on him a lot. So we entered middle school and he worked hard to change his image. He lost the glasses and became more serious. The more I think about it, the more I think he stuck with us out of obligation, rather than true feeling. We were his only friends for a long time, until he hit his growth spurt. Then all the girls were suddenly interested.
May looks thoughtful.
Actually, I think it was when the other girls started to notice him that Kaori liked him too.
Do you still keep in touch with him?
Of course not.
She hits the table for emphasis.
I told him all that stuff in confidence, thinking him a push to make a move. Well, he made a move, all right. He went out of his way to hurt Kaori.
What the fuck?
What kind of friend is that? That's not a person I want to associate with. It's just frustrating that Kaori is me into the same category as him.
Well, that sounds like her. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I can see that. Wait. Oh, no. Did I pick the... Oh, fuck. No, that's not what I implied. Oh, shit. Wait. May raises an eyebrow.
Tell me you agree with her.
What? I don't. No. Oh, no. You don't sound anything like Ryota. I mean, I can definitely see Kaori jumping to conclusions.
Just so stubborn too. She wouldn't even.
Okay. Whew, I thought it was gonna be like one of those options that makes the character say something that goes completely against what you're trying to imply. Oh my god. Then why do you keep trying? May looks at me as if I sprouted a third arm.
She's my friend. I left her alone for a while so she could cool off. And I admit, I was angry at her for a long time too. Then I saw her withdraw completely. No one should be alone. I know she hasn't forgiven me yet, but she will.
How can you be so certain?
It might take her a little longer, but in the end, Kaori always sees reason.
May is completely confident that Kaori will forgive her. That must be how she can still act so familiarly with her, even though Kaori doesn't reciprocate those feelings. I have to admit, I kind of admire May for that.
Anyway, since I really didn't get the chance to say it yesterday, congrats on your win.
I blink. Oh, why thank you.
But don't get used to it. Ana Bugeisha has a lot of practicing to do. It won't be that easy the next time we battle.
Ha! You're still going to lose. You can train, but we'll be training you just as hard, and with the addition of my Virgin Walker abilities, the outcome will be the same. May grins.
We'll see.
Haha, wheels. Indeed. From the corner of my eyes, I spot Kaori and Sho enter the pilot's lounge. Sho's still alive and in one piece. They must have worked things out with each other. That's quite a relief. Kaori searches the room and briefly makes eye contact with me before glancing away. Then to my surprise, she walks over to us. Sho follows. May is just as surprised when Kaori and Sho sit with us.
What's going on, Brosif?
Nothing much. Where's Mayu?
Class.
Ah, I see. I look over to Kaori. Greetings, Kaori.
Hi.
She looks sideways at May.
Hi, May.
May doesn't react right away, then squeals in the light and throws her arms around Kaori.
Hi! May! Stop it!
Kaori pulls away in a huff while May laughs. The four of us continue to chat together. The tensions felt from yesterday are completely gone, as if the day never happened. May even got Kaori to laugh. Eventually, we all go our separate ways as everyone heads to their class or other obligations. I still have some free time. Oh my god, what? I was here to talk to you, what the fuck? Oh, god damn it. I receive an incoming call from Mayu. Oh god, that's a really loud ringtone. Hey, Mayu.
Hi. I hope you don't think this is weird, but would you want to go to the comic book store with me?
Oh, is there one on campus?
No, it's in town. My next class was cancelled, so I'm done for the day. Do you have class?
No, I am done as well. She seems relieved.
Great! I pre-ordered the new series of Boundless Stratus, and it's ready for pickup. I don't like going alone because the guys there are, a bit overbearing. They're always trying to chat, and they keep asking me to play games and stuff. But it feels weird. Joe's not into comics, and he also thinks I'm overreacting. I would just feel more comfortable having you there with me.
Very well, I shall go with you. How are you planning to get there?
By bus.
I can drive us.
Are you sure? I don't want to be any trouble.
It is no trouble. How about I meet you at your dorm and we can go together?
Okay, see you soon.
We hang up and I head to her dorm. After I pick her up, I drive us to the comic book store in town. When we arrive, Mayu hesitates before she hops off my bike. Are you okay?
Yeah.
She takes a deep breath, then gives me a nod. I follow her into the store. As soon as we walk in, my mouth falls agape in wonder. Every staff member in the store is beyond attractive. Is that a prerequisite to work in here? Huh. I stroke my chin. As I continue to look around, the patrons are all on the same level as the staff. The women have beautiful smiles and shapingly curves, which turn into legs that go on for days. They smile at me as we walk. And from that, I feel my virginity faltering. The men are all tall with broad shoulders, and I feel the faint outlines of muscles underneath their shirts. I trained pretty hard myself, so I don't feel so out of place among the patrons here, thanks to the power of my virginity. What the hell is this place? Mayu doesn't even pause, and heads straight to the counter. When we walk past, the staff members greet us, but Mayu keeps her head down and refuses to make eye contact. As we approach the counter, an equally attractive and friendly man greets us.
Good to see you again, Mayu. Is there anything I can help you with?
Hi, I got an email saying my pre-order for Boundless Stratus has arrived.
I don't think we had any copies yet, but I'll double check in the back stockroom for you. In the meantime, you and your friend should have a look around.
After flashing us a handsome smile, he heads into the back room.
Do you want to take a look at their manga?
Yes, sounds good. Mayu leads me through the section and I browse the titles. Are you a big manga
I'll
fan?
read some.
A title catches my eye and I enthusiastically grab the book off the shelf. Oh hey, I remember this. Did you ever read this one? I hold the book out to Mayu. When she examines the cover, she furrows her brow and slowly shakes her head.
No.
Really, it was super popular when we were in middle school. At least it was in the States.
What's it about?
The main character and his family had to return home to take care of his sick grandfather, who possesses a protective charm for the main character. At his first day in his high school, he gets into a fight and accidentally activates the charm, which turns out to be a cat spirit demon girl. Once activated, the cat girl swears to protect the main character and disguises herself as another student at his school. This causes all sorts of hilarious scenarios between her and the other girls in his class.
That doesn't sound very familiar.
I shrugged. It was really silly, but it was a fun one at the time.
Which character was your favorite?
Well, the thing is, damn it! Oh man. Oh fuck. Which girl would Dervin be in? Well, actually no, he wouldn't be into any girls. He's a virgin walker, but god damn it, the game is forcing me to make a decision. Fuck. Okay, well. Okay, nice girl then. Well, I certainly like the girl who's always nice and polite. She's always trying to help because she is very caring.
You're right. She does sound nice.
Anyway, I can't believe they still have it. I put the book back on the shelf. What else do you read besides Boundless Stratus?
Oh, I like Evangelion and Gundam too.
Oh my god, those references. I'm beginning to see a trend here. She blinks.
What do you mean?
Well, all of the mangas you mentioned have giant robot battles. Mayu's cheeks tinge pink.
I mean, I do come from a long line of pilots. It's only natural that I gravitate towards those type of manga too.
You haven't read any other types?
No. Father wasn't very fond of manga to begin with. The only reason he let me read the ones I did was because they were sort of relevant to my studies.
Her voice lowers to a mumble.
And because he didn't know about most of them.
She stares at the ground and shuffles her feet when she catches my grin. Who knew Mayu had such a rebellious side? Well, let's find a manga that you like. That's not gear related.
Okay.
As we both peruse the shelves, one of the gorgeous men nearby politely greets us.
Excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear you're looking for a new manga. My sister just finished this one, and she loved it.
He hands Mayu a book with a girl and a flute.
Maybe you'd like it.
Mayu shifts from one foot to another. Thanks, man. That's really nice of you.
Thanks.
Another man interjects.
I highly recommend that one too. Although there are some parts later on that deal with some heavy subjects.
That's true.
If you want something more lighthearted, you might want to check out that author's second title.
A third man joins in on the conversation.
Oh, I've read that one. You're talking about the boy alien pet, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
That one is really fun. The two of them get into all sorts of shenanigans.
Huh. I'll have to check that out too.
Mayu stares helplessly at the crowd surrounding her as they continue to chat. I gently pull her aside and point to the book still clutched tightly in her hand. So, what do you think? She takes a deep breath to relax, then scans the synopsis.
It's about a girl who lands her dream role as the solo flutist in a symphony. But when her mother gets sick, she has to decide between her family and her passion. Actually, I think this would be very interesting.
I grin. Mission accomplished. I dab after that. The man who originally suggested the title notices Mayu's interest in the book.
Hope you enjoy it.
Thanks.
We part for the group, who are still deep in discussion. Mayu breathes a sigh of relief.
I'm glad you came with me.
Huh?
Didn't you see what happened back there? That happens all the time.
That's what Mayu meant by overbearing. They seemed like really cool guys to me. Well, at least you got a new book out of it. She sighs. She smiles at the title in her hand.
True.
After selecting a couple of titles for myself, I glance at Mayu. Let's go check on your pre-order. She nods happily. We head to the counter where the clerk is waiting for us.
Here is your pre-order.
Thanks.
I place the books I picked up on the counter and hand over my card. I would like to check these out, please.
Oh yeah.
I think she had forgotten about the manga in her hand. She puts it on the counter. Gervin will let her pay for her own book. Gervin's not a simp. He's a fucking virgin walker. I pay for my purchase and Mayu pays for her manga. As we head towards the door, Mayu bumps into someone.
I'm sorry.
She looks up in surprise.
May.
Oh, hello there.
Hi, guys.
I didn't know you like to read manga.
Oh, yeah. It's a secret pleasure of mine.
Really?
May grins appreciatively as one of the men walks past. That's what she meant. So that's what she meant by secret pleasure. At least I'm not the only one who sees this. Mayu furrows her brow.
View? It's inside a mall plaza.
May raises an eyebrow. I understand her look all too well. How is Mayu not seeing this?
Anyway, I've got some things to check out, so I'll see you later.
Yes, go do that. Anyway, she heads deep into the shop while Mayu and I walk outside. Ready to head back? She nods. We hop on my Virgin Runner and drive us back to campus.
Thanks for taking me to the comic book store.
Thanks for introducing you to me. Now I know where to go to catch up on my series. She smiles.
I'm really happy you like to read manga too. The show doesn't really care for it.
You'd think you'd like it more since there are pictures. Mayu giggles.
Be nice. Anyway, Father will be here soon, and I still have to clean.
By clean, do you mean hide your new books? She blushes.
It would be best if you didn't know. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Farewell. I wave goodbye to her and watch her disappear into her dorm. My phone rings unexpectedly. It's Valerie. Greetings.
I've got a surprise for you. Come to the hangar.
What is... She hung up. Of course she hung up. I guess I better go see what's up. After I swipe myself into the hangar, I make a beeline to the Eagle. Valerie is perched in front of my terminal, but jumps up when she sees me. She moves from the terminal and gestures for me to sit.
Voila.
I stare at the scrolling of code on the screen. She's got to stop acting like I can read this shit. What is this?
Some manual documentation needs to be cleaned up before it can be fully understood, though.
So you called me over to show me something that's not complete. Valerie pouts.
If you were even a little bit technical, you'd be able to understand this achievement.
Besides, my script is parsing it as we speak. It'll be done in a few minutes.
We wait patiently for her program to finish running. I watch as she keeps an eye on her script. She's confident in her program, yet keeps glancing at it, exposing the eagerness beneath her calm demeanor. I can't help but wonder, how did you get into engineering?
Girls can't be engineers.
That's not what I said. Valerie laughs.
It's like a puzzle.
What?
Taking things apart and putting it back together. Finding new ways to piece everything together to make it a better product. The possibilities are endless, even if we can't see all the solutions just yet.
And you just discovered that by accident? She shrugs to becomes strangely aloof.
Things broke around the house a lot. If I didn't fix it, then it would be broken forever.
Why not just buy a new one?
It always worked fine once fixed. Why spend that extra money?
But why did you have to fix it? Why not your parents? She frowns in disdain.
My mom couldn't be bothered with things like that. If the computer broke, she'd pretend the problem didn't exist until she needed to use it. Then she'd go and buy a new one because she needed to use it immediately. Money was always tight, and that's why I started trying to fix things. The first thing I ever properly fixed was my bike. I was 15, and my neighbor at the time was a young woman at university. She helped me fix it, and when she learned I was interested in this stuff, she gave me a bunch of how-to books for my birthday.
I suppose I was lucky that my dad was pretty handy. He taught me how to take care of my things. Valerie grins playfully.
Could have fooled me. Eagle's always a little worse for wear by the time he gets to me. Isn't that right, Eagle?
She coos affectionately at my gear. It's not a puppy. A sharp beep interrupts our conversation. Valerie whips back towards the screen.
It's done.
Valerie and I both lean in to get a better look at the screen. I turn my head to ask her a question when her hair brushes my cheek. It's soft and smells like flowers. I hadn't realized how close we were to each other until now. Valerie's a little too focused on the screen to notice. Her slender fingers dance across the keyboard.
This makes a lot of sense.
What makes a lot of sense?
Why your core only activated that one time? The function of the core was set to debug mode with a single run instance.
English, please.
The overdrive mode was meant to be used for testing purposes, so it was set to only activate once.
So what does that mean then?
It means if we can figure out how to change the setting and find out the parameters of activation, you could use the overdrive mode on demand.
Oh shit! My eyes widen as I consider the possibilities. Are you serious?
Yeah. In theory, anyway.
She squints at the code.
That's not even the best part. Here are blueprints with algorithms and formulas.
What do they say? Valerie puts a finger to her lip.
It seems to be incomplete, but we might be able to use this and a bit of reverse engineering to fill in the gaps. If we can figure this out, we can understand the details of the core.
Are we able to have it ready for the next match? When can we have the overdrive mode ready? Valerie taps her lip.
I'm not gonna lie, it'll take some time. There's a lot to fill in here, but I'll give it my best.
Why did father include this function for my core? And why didn't he tell me? I have many questions and too few answers. Let's keep this a secret, shall we? Yes, there is no point in getting the team's hopes up when we don't even know if this will work. Besides, I don't need anyone snooping around my goddamn gear. Again! I look pointedly at Valerie. She smiles innocently.
What? That's what brought us together. Are you saying you wish you'd never met me?
Of course not, but one Valerie is more than enough. She smirks.
Don't I feel special?
Valerie gets to work and I watch her for a while. She's working too fast for me to comprehend what she's doing, and I don't want to interrupt her groove to explain it to me. After a few minutes, she glances back at me.
You really do like to watch, don't you?
Oh, what?
First it was Sho and Mayu at the beach, now me.
What? I didn't watch them for crying out loud! Her eyes sparkle.
So, you just like watching me then? Too bad this isn't
What?
that interesting.
What? Okay then. After saying goodbye, with a sigh accompanied with it, I leave her to do her thing. I've still got some time before I head home tonight. What do I feel like doing? Oh, god damn it! I want to talk about you, die. God damn it! I want to know. I want to know. Oh, whatever. Show. What up? I feel productive today, but I don't want to hit the books and study just yet. I know a good way to channel this energy, and I'll work out at this gym. Besides, I have to maintain this sweat bod. This sweet bod, not sweat bod. I head to the red center and get changed in the lockers. As I make my way to the weight room, I pass by the gymnasium. Normally it is empty, but today it's full of people. Is there a class going on right now? Unable to curb my curiosity, I peek into the room. The gym is decked out with equipment, balance beams, steel rings, parallel bars, uneven bars, pommel house, horse, etc. I can't see the floor beneath the layer of blue mats. Students seem to fly and flip from all corners of the room. My mouth drops open in wonder as I spot a very familiar face hanging in the steel rings. Sho! At the sound of his name, Sho turns towards the sound of my voice and loses his grip. I wince as he comes crashing into the mat below. After a second, he gets up and rubs his head, then looks at me. Oh, my bad. I feel a little guilty. Apologies for that, man. So, Sho's signature smile graces my face. His face.
Don't sweat it,
Don't. Oh, wait. What are you doing here? Sho wipes the sweat off his face with his towel.
Trying to balance on the still rings.
No, I mean, I didn't exactly picture you as a gymnast type of guy.
Why not? It helps with staying fit, build strength, flexibility, core training.
A pair of girls walk by us wearing Ace Academy gym wear. Their stomachs are completely flat and they have perky features. They flash us smiles as they walk by.
Flexibility.
You already said that one.
Did I?
Yes. His attention is on another group of girls practicing their splits in the corner. Uh-huh. And that has nothing to do with it. He grins.
It's a bonus.
I'm quite sure that is the main course for you.
I will neither confirm nor deny that.
We both grin.
Plus, you're competing with yourself to always be better.
What?
You set personal records for yourself, and then the next time you come, you try to beat them.
I'm not entirely sure where he's going with this. Like how long you can hold yourself up, I suppose.
That's just step one. Once you're comfortable just holding your weight, then you start doing tricks like handstands. It's a lot harder than you think.
He motions towards the still bars.
Try it.
Very well. By the power of my virginity, I shall outmatch you in this. I shall outmatch your record. Ha! I psyched myself up. Very well. Virginity, away!
That's the spirit.
By the power of my virginity, I jump and catch the still rings, letting my body hang. The rings wobble around as I pull myself up. Whoa, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Use your core.
I squeeze my toe tight and slowly lift myself so my body can make a straight arrows shape over the rings. The rings tremble in time with my arms. Finding the center of balance and feeling daring, I gingerly pull my legs straight out in front of me. Sho watches me with wide eyes. After holding this pose for a couple of seconds, I relax and hop back down to the ground.
You sure you haven't done this before? You were a pro.
I grin. Nope, I knew I had nothing to worry about. It was a piece of cake, thanks to the power of the virgin arts. Oh? A girl I don't recognize waves at Sho as she races over.
How's it going?
Hey, Hitomi.
She looks me up and down. She smiles at me.
Who's your friend?
Hitomi, meet Brosif. Brosif, meet Hitomi.
She blinks.
Brosif?
Sho nods and beams. My name is Gervin.
Whoa, really?
What? Why is he surprised? I nod slowly. He rubs his chin in thought.
I've been calling you Brosif for so long I forgot.
Hitomi laughs and playfully touches Sho's arm.
That's adorable.
Sho
I'm
beams.
just about done. How about you?
I'm almost done too.
Okay, I'm going to start packing. Come find me when you want to head out.
Sho nods. He smiles at him and then waves at me.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. She bounces out of the gym. I assume she's going to change in the locker room. You two know each other well?
Kind of. We met in this class. Her dorm building is actually the one next to mine.
Huh, that is quite coincidental.
I know, right? Anyway, we ran into each other once, and when she realized we lived so close together, she insisted that we walk back together ever since.
The way that she acts towards Sho, it's obvious that she has more than a casual interest in him. Of course, knowing Sho, that fact isn't obvious to him. Well, she appears to be interested in you. Dude, you know she's into you, right? Sho blinks, then raises an eyebrow.
What are you talking about?
The laughing, the arm touching, the asking to walk back together. Sho shrugs.
She's just friendly. You're looking too much into it.
I'm telling you. Very well, if you say so. Whatever you say, bro.
I'm serious.
Sure. I give him a skeptical look.
For realsies.
I smirk and shrug. Very well. Sounds like you'll be heading off soon. I still have to go work out. Sho nods.
It was good seeing you. You should stop by again.
I shall consider it. Sho gives me a brosive fist bump, and we head out separate ways. I go work out until it's time to head home. The house is quiet when I get home. Uncle Kaito is still working his crazy hours, and Nikki's probably still at her club. Stifling a yawn, I trudge upstairs. It has been a long day, and all I want to do is relax. As I pass by Nikki's room, I notice her door is closed. Huh. I suppose she is home after all. I think nothing of it until I hear a deep, extremely male laugh behind Nikki's closed door. Nikki's giggle surely follows. What is this? There's a boy in Nikki's room? Are they behind closed doors? Not on my watch. I burst into the room. Yeah, I kick the door open. Nikki's eyes widen and her mouth drops open. The boy twists to look at me from the chair beside the bed. There's a boy in your room!
What are you doing?
Who the hell is this guy? Nikki leaps out from the bed and tries to push me away, but I stay rooted to the ground thanks to the power of the virgin arts. Is this Ken? I turn to the guy, ignoring Nikki pulling on my arm. Are you Ken? He freezes in like a deer in headlights and stammers out an affirmation.
Yes?
Leave him alone. We're just studying.
Studying? Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
What? No! Studying as in studying!
She points to her bed. I take another look in the room. Around the room, Nikki's bed is sprawled with books, tablets, and laptops. Ken is holding an open textbook in his lap. A look of pure terror on his face, as he trembles in the presence of a virgin walker. I am not fooled. I know underneath that good kid facade there is a demon waiting to pounce on my cute, innocent immortal.
Ken is in my class, and we have an exam next week.
I stare at Ken, who cowers from my stare.
So, now that you know nothing weird is happening, get out.
I cross my arms. Actually, I believe I'll stay here and help you two study.
What?
Whatever you're learning right now, I already studied.
You have your own homework you can do. We're studying fine without you.
Are you sure about that? I think Ken here would appreciate the help. I glare at Ken, who gulps hard and nods.
Actually, it would be an honor to have the help of an ace pilot.
No, it wouldn't.
I narrow my eyes at Ken, very suspicious. I've got my eyes on you. Fine.
Does that mean you'll leave now?
I never break eye contact with Ken. I'm watching you. So whatever you're thinking, don't. Otherwise I shall smite you by the power of the virgin arts. Ken nods rapidly, clearly shaken.
I won't. I mean, I'm not thinking. I mean, not like that.
I give him one final glare before walking out of the room. Nikki goes to close the door. Door open. She rolls her eyes.
Fine, if that'll make you stop being crazy.
Before I leave, I make the universal "I'm watching you" sign with my fingers. Ken's eyes widen even further, before I follow it with a bird. Luckily, my room is across Nikki's. I leave my door open too while I try to work on my assignments. I'm too distracted to focus as I strain to hear what they're talking about. Every so often I hear them repeat a math formula or compare answers on equations. Huh, I suppose they really are studying. This time! Eventually I gave up and watched videos on MeTube. After about 2 hours, Ken goes home. Nikki slams the door shut to her room. Sheesh, what's her problem? Now that I can finally focus once more, I finish up my assignments and easily fall asleep afterwards. I wake up naturally for once and enjoy my chance to sleep in. Is this what it feels like to be rested? Why doesn't this happen every day? With a wide yawn, I pull my arms over my head to stretch, then throw back my comforter and hop out of bed. Oh god, I get jump scared by the flash of a notification. I have an email. Curious. I open up the email and read it. It's from Dashu. They're hosting a promotional photo shoot and networking event tomorrow right before XC's big concert. All sponsored by Dashu. Teams and individuals will be there. After the shoot, we are welcome to stay for the concert. Wait, Dashu sponsors XC? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Dashu might be breaking into the world of Becca, but they're a huge name in the sports and entertainment industry. Still, XC is a supremely popular pop star. His shows get sold out within minutes. There's no way I'm passing up such an opportunity. I quickly type out a response confirming my attendance. I'm positive everyone else on the team will go as well, if only for the chance to meet XC. Grabbing my clothes for the day, I get changed, then go downstairs into the kitchen. Nobody's home again. It's like I live alone. Opening the fridge, I spot a covered plate left for me. I unwrap the foil to find an oyakodon. Not a traditional breakfast, but delicious nonetheless. Nikki must have been practicing her recipes. I dig in with gusto. After eating, I noticed a note from Nikki. By the time you read this, Uncle Kaito and I will be at his cafe slaving away. Just kidding, he won't be slaving, but hopefully I will. Volunteer work experience for the win. Oh, volunteer work experience for the win. P.S. I spat in your food. Just kidding, no I didn't. Or did I? Maybe you weren't awake. How you know? ... Wow, she actually wrote that. Sometimes I wonder about her. At least she's looking to gain some experience in the food and beverage industry. Working at the cafe will give her a lot of insight into what goes running in a restaurant. I guess that means I should decide on what I want to do today. I wonder what Yuna is up to today. Between the cooking club and the improv classes, hanging out with Yuna has been a blast. I wonder if she's up to anything new today. And, well, we also still have to talk about fucking Yudai. I want to fucking know! I pull out my phone and dial her number. It rings. A few times. Still going.
Hello?
Greetings, Yuna.
Oh, hi. Sorry about the delay in picking up. I was working on something and left my phone upstairs.
Oh, apologies if I am interrupting.
It's okay. I'm just practicing my English.
English?
Yes.
A few seconds of silence pass.
I have a test coming up and coming for speaking.
I have a speaking test coming up would be the more natural way to say it.
Oh, I see. I thought it sounded a bit off.
Well, do you wish to practice with me? If the test is conversing in English, I can help you out if you like. Yuna answers enthusiastically.
Really? You don't mind?
Not at all.
Then yes, I'd love your help.
I chuckle once more. You didn't even have to think about it first. Yuna laughs.
I was actually going to call you for help, but I figured you didn't want to spend your Saturday teaching me English. Especially when my speaking level is equivalent to that of a child.
We all feel like that, at times. I don't mind.
Thank you so much. Do you want to meet at the library?
On campus?
No, I was thinking of the one in Isokaze. We should both be pretty close to it.
Sounds like a plan. I shall see you soon.
Okay, see you there.
After hanging up, I search the directions to the library on my phone. It's only a short drive away. Good call, Yuna. I ready myself and head out. Away I go on my Virgin Runner! And I go flip off a bunch of people on the way there, while on my bike. Once I'm nearby the library, I'm impressed by the magnificence of the building. It's a lot larger than one at Ace, and the outside architecture is a reminiscence of a building styled of 30 years ago. It is a great contrast among the more modern structures surrounding it. I can tell the library has a lot of history. I park my bike on the street and follow the path to the library. The path winds through a quaint park with luscious greenery and small fountain. Food trucks park along the edges, offering tasty treats like ice cream and taiyaki. Before I enter the library, I shoot Yuna a quick text to let her know I'm here. She responds immediately, telling me to meet her on the second floor. The inside of the library is every bit as modern as reminiscent as the one in Ace. Doesn't surprise me, our modern facilities are more comfortable and technically relevant. It's much more conducive to research. Yuna greets me at the top of the stairs.
You're here!
I nod.
I managed to book us a private room so we can chat at a normal volume without disturbing anyone.
Sounds good to me! As I get shushed by a bunch of people in the library for my loud volume, I follow her to her study room, where the private study rooms at Ace also had basic tables and chairs. This room has a touchscreen wall. Very nice. Yuna's notes are already spread across the table. I didn't know you were studying English.
Yeah, I chose it as my foreign language. It's not too hard, except for the speaking part.
How come?
Oh, well, I find reading and writing to be a lot easier to grasp, because I have more time to think about what I want to say.
Indeed.
Plus, I can review what I've already read or written to make sure I'm understanding everything correctly.
She gives me a shaky smile.
But speaking doesn't offer that luxury. I feel like I'm put on the spot, because I kind of am, and I have to respond quickly and correctly. Plus, it's hard to pronounce everything right. I'm a little jealous by how well you speak Japanese, even though it's not your first language.
It is thanks to the power of the Virgin Arts that I'm able to comprehend such a foreign language. Yes, I'm kind of amazing how well. Yes, it's one of my many talents as a virgin walker.
So humble.
I'd call it virgin. Okay. She giggles. Anyway, how did you want to practice?
The exam will be formatted to simulate a conversation. So maybe we can just have a normal conversation?
Sounds good to me.
Wait, are we starting?
We already have.
Okay.
She smiles.
My name is Yuna Misaki.
Greetings. My name is Gervin Ingerv. I go to Ace Academy.
I am also a student at Ace Academy. I am studying...
She wrinkles her nose as she tries to think of the word.
The medical program.
Physiotherapy?
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. We continue to speak in English, and even though there are the occasional pauses as Yuna tries to recall a word or how to express her thoughts, she manages to carry the conversation for a long time. Sometimes she'll stop the conversation to check her pronunciation. The more we practice, the more she improves. The holds in her speech lesson as she speaks with greater confidence. We've talked about so many things today.
Yes, we have.
Yuna smiles.
I am much better at oral now thanks to you.
Oh God. I burst out laughing.
What are you doing?
I can't stop myself as tears well up in my eyes. Yuna shifts uncomfortably.
Was it something I said?
Huh, should I tell her? It might make things awkward. She should know what it means in case. The way you phrased oral in your sentence. She listens closely. It can be interpreted as, this is difficult to phrase without coming off as perverted. She listens rapidly to my every word. How the hell am I supposed to explain this? So, oral can mean speaking, but it is also related to the mouth.
Okay.
The way you phrase your sentence, it can be interpreted as slang for, sexual pleasure, derived from...
I understand.
Yuna interrupts me and her face turns bright red.
Didn't mean...
She buries her face in her hands. After she has a chance to compose herself, she emerges from behind her hands. Her face is still red. Oh, well, I guess it's better you found out from me instead of saying it to the professor. Yuna's eyes widen in horror.
I would have died if that happened.
Ha ha ha. I don't think she's kidding.
Thanks for telling me, though. wouldn't have known otherwise.
I don't think Yuna will ever say oral again. Yuna looks at the amount of notes still on her table and sighs. What is wrong?
I still have homework I need to complete for all of my other classes, but I've been so focused on my exam that I haven't even started on anything else. And I have some logistical stuff to take care of for the Dashu event tomorrow.
You mean for the photo shoot? She nods. Yuna will burn out if she hops right into more work. Perhaps you should take a break before tackling the rest.
I don't know. I don't think I have time for one.
She doesn't seem thrilled by the idea of more work. I think she can be persuaded. Alright, but since I help you with your English, you have to do me a favor first. Yuna looks at me.
Okay. What is it?
I need to think of an excuse to get her out of the library. What if we... Oh, I got it! Ice cream!
Ice cream?
Yes, I saw a vendor outside. You owe me an ice cream cone. Consider it payment for my tutoring services. Yuna laughs.
I suppose that's only fair.
Success! Shall we?
Sure.
She packs up her stuff and we head out of the library and straight for the ice cream truck. Laughter and chatter floats on the cool breeze. I take in the ambience as we wait in line. Yuna studies the flavors but glances at me when she feels my gaze on her. She flashes me a smile.
Next.
We walk up to the window.
Hello there, young miss. What can I get for you?
Hi, I'll just have a vanilla, please.
Of course. And for you, young man?
I shall get pistachio ice cream if you have it.
Coming right up.
Yuna looks at me with curiosity. Oh, what's up?
Nothing.
Okay then. It certainly doesn't feel like nothing.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Thank you. I go to pay, but Yuna has her card out and hands it to the man. I actually forgot I did tell her that she owes me. Well, free ice cream. Well, free ice cream is the best ice cream. I happily laugh at my cone and enjoy my ice cream like a child. Yuna looks at me and laughs. After she pays, Yuna points to the bench.
Let's go take a seat.
Very well. We sit down and stay silent as we enjoy our frozen treat. Every so often I catch her staring at my ice cream. It seems like you wanted pistachio as well. Yuna quickly looks away.
Sorry for staring. It's nothing like that.
What is it?
It's just a really strange choice of flavor.
I'm sorry. Her eyes widen as she realizes how that came across.
Wait, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean it's not a popular flavor here. There's only one person I knew who liked pistachio flavor the best.
Oh, is this person perhaps Yudai? Her eyes become a little dimmer. I wonder who she's talking about. Okay, don't bullshit me on this one. Your family. Do you mean Yudai? She blinks at me in surprise, but then nods. Yuna becomes quiet. She looks away, but not before I catch the way her eyes glisten. She rubs at her eyes.
Anyway, it doesn't matter now.
It does matter. She looks curiously at me. I don't know what happened to your brother, but I know it must have been something tragic.
How?
I can tell from the way everyone avoids his name. She hangs her head.
They do it because of me.
You do not have to feel guilty. She gives me that look again, a mixture of curiosity and bewilderment.
How did you know that?
Because I know what it's like to lose someone you love. Her look softens. Do you know why I came to Isokaze? Not sexually, of course.
To join the pilot program at ACE.
That's only part of it. I came here so Nikki wouldn't have to be alone after our parents have died. Her eyes widen, then she looks down.
I'm sorry.
It is alright. I don't talk about them much. Not even with Nikki. I don't want to think about what happened to them. And sometimes I feel guilty because it feels like I'm trying not to think of them.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yuna takes a deep breath.
Yudai was a pilot too. He was actually the captain of the same team Akira is in now, and Dashu was their first sponsor. Yudai was Ace Academy's hidden jewel. Everyone noticed his potential, and he already had offers waiting for him before he even graduated. But then it happened.
I stay quiet.
He had a cardiac arrest during one of his matches.
I blink in surprise. In all my musing and wanderings, hadn't even considered that to be a possibility. How did that happen? Pilots are usually in the peak of health. Yuna nods.
We were just as surprised. A few months earlier, though, he developed high blood pressure. He had medication to keep it in order. But during that match, he didn't take his medication.
Oh.
He didn't forget. He wasn't like that. You know that during season matches, you're subjected to drug tests, right?
I nod. That was standard practice back at CINY as well. It's probably standard for all schools.
If he'd taken his medication, it would have showed up on the report. And then that would have revealed his health condition, which would have not only disqualified him from the match, but also jeopardized his entire piloting career.
Yuna looks down.
Being a pilot was his dream.
I believe I remember a discussion Yuna and I had a while back, while she mentioned pilots were punished for properly containing certain disorders because their medications were considered a risk. No wonder she's been so adamant for reform. I'm quiet as I let all of this sink in. That's quite a messed up situation, but being a pilot myself, I could see where he was coming from. Yuna nods.
Me too. That's why I decided to study piloting health. How many pilots do you think have suffered the same fate as my brother because they feared the dream they worked so hard to achieve would be taken away? And most of the time, it's through no fault of their own.
I nod. I can hear the pain in her voice, but there's nothing I could say that will make her hurt go away. She falls silent.
Thanks.
For what?
I haven't told anyone this before. I didn't think I was ready to talk about him, but now that I have...
She smiles at me, and there seems to be a spark. Not sport. It's not the utensil. There's a spark of hope in her eyes. Maybe now she'd start to heal.
I'm glad.
I match her smile. That's what I'm here for. Plop. We blink at each other, then look at Yuna's hand, more specifically her naked cone. She must have tilted it during our conversation, and the ice cream had slid right off the cone and onto the bench.
No! Ice cream!
Oh. Oh. She pouts, and she looks so crestfallen. I can't stop my smile. I try to hide my amusement, but she looks so cute when she's dejected. Unfortunately, she noticed my failed attempt at keeping cool and sticks at her lip.
This isn't funny.
You'll have to admit, it is a little funny. She shakes her head.
Not even the slightest.
Well, time to get another cone. Well, let's go get you another one. Yuna beans.
Okay.
I'll pay for it this time. We clean up the mess as best as we can, and go back into line to get Yuna another ice cream cone. She finishes this one in record time. I guess she didn't want it to suffer the same fate as the last one. Do you want to get back to studying?
Yeah, but before I do, I want to show you something.
Oh. She grabs my hand with both of hers.
Come on.
Whoa, okay then. She leads me through the park, frequently glancing back at me with excited smiles. The further we go into the trees, the fewer the people we see milling around. Yuna stops abruptly.
We're here.
Whoa. Holy shit. Trees surround us on all sides, only opening up to frame a picturesque view of the ocean. The clear blue sky blends into the deep blue of the water. Birds sing a soft melody in the trees, complementing the serenity of the place.
What do you think?
Yuna searches my face, still holding my hand. The view is amazing. I thought the sunset we saw together was amazing. Wait, what? Wait, what? We saw it. What? I feel like I'm missing out something here. But anyway, I thought the sunset we saw together off-screen was amazing, but this is something else. She smiles at
I
me.
stumbled upon this place a few years ago when I was looking for a place to study. I'm sure I'm not the only person who visits this place, but I haven't seen anyone else here before, so I like to think it's my secret. You're the first person I've brought here.
I smile warmly. Thank you, Yuna. She blushes.
No, thank you for helping me with my English and everything else.
What are friends for? She beams. I'm not sure how long we stayed there, basking in the tranquility. All too soon, Yuna says she has to head back to the library. Once we return to the busy park, we say goodbye and I head home. I arrive home, expecting an empty house. Instead, Nikki is lounging on the couch, watching TV. Greetings, Nikki. She cranes her head to look at me, but doesn't move from her spot.
You're home.
Did Uncle Kaito come back yet?
Yeah, but then he left again. He said he had to meet someone, then he tried to sneak out when I wasn't paying attention. But I was paying attention, and I saw him go. It was kind of weird, like he thought he'd be in trouble if I caught him.
Uncle Kaito is still trying to keep a secret from Nikki. Could he be going to see Aunt Yuki? Well, if he hasn't talked to Nikki about it yet, then I won't mention it either. So, how was your day at the cafe? Nikki groans and sticks further into the couch.
Oh my god, I think my arms are gonna fall off. They had me washing dishes, and while I'm so happy that Uncle Kaito's restaurant is booming, if I have to wash another plate again today, I will scream.
Well, you've finally adulted. Congratulations, now you know what to look for the rest of your life. Nikki groans again.
Stop!
But at least when you're older, you'll get paid. So, are you going back tomorrow then? She shakes her head.
Nope.
You've quit already?
No, silly. I'm just not scheduled to work tomorrow. Today was exhausting, but it was still cool to be in the kitchen. And I was only on dish duty because of you. I know it won't be long before I'm prepping meals with the rest of the chefs.
What are you going to do instead?
I'll watch XZ's concert on TV.
Oh, that reminds me. She sighs wistfully.
I bet he's even dreamier in person.
I'll let you know if that's true. Nikki gives me a skeptical look.
Did you just say what I think you said?
If you thought so, I said I'm going to be at the concert, then yes. She stares at me, then snorts.
Yeah, right. Those tickets were sold out as soon as they went on sale.
I didn't say I had a ticket. I said I'm going to the concert.
How would you be able to get in without a ticket?
Well, when you're a pilot, you make all sorts of connections, like the one who sponsors your team, and this concert.
Wait, Dashu is sponsoring this concert?
Nikki's mouth drops open, and her eyes grow wider with hope.
You're going to the concert?
She hops over the couch and grabs my arm.
Please tell me you can bring your adorable and totally deserving little sister.
Apologies, but it's all business, no pleasure. Apologies, I'm only allowed to attend because Dashu is holding a promotional event beforehand, and I've got to go to that. It's all concert, but I've still got work. Nikki looks disappointed, but nods.
I see.
Look, I'm sorry I cannot take you, but I'll get you an autograph, alright? She perks up.
You promise?
I promise.
And I'll make it out to Nikki?
Probably.
Good enough.
She throws her arms around my neck and pulls me into a hug.
Thank you, big bro. That'd be an amazing present. I mean, a more amazing present would be taking me or getting me tickets to the show, but this is a solid second.
You're crushing me. She lets go and then sinks back into the couch.
Anyway, you should probably order dinner now.
Why?
I'm hungry, and I'm not cooking.
My stomach growls in response, my virginity demanding sustenance. I suppose I am hungry as well. I go to check out the takeout menus. After a delicious dinner, I head up to my room and do a little more research on Dashu and the other responsees. It is likely they'll end up taking some of them, and I don't want to see them seem ignorant. Once I'm done, I go to bed and drift off to sleep. And that is where I'll end the stream for today. Boop. Well, hope you all had fun. I shall bid all of you farewell for now.